and I'm just gonna enjoy the show.
Retired like MJ. I like the way you think that, like that.
Well, I mean, which MJ are we talking about here? Because there are quite a few options here.
There's only one MJ. There we go.
Much better. Much better. Wonderful. Oh, yeah, we got some people saying it's happening. It's freaking happening, dude. Welcome, everybody, to the Season 7 draft. Let's go. It's going to be a blast. I am so excited. I hope you guys are all excited, too. We're going to have a blast. It's going to be absolutely wild. I'm expecting a lot of drama in this draft. I'm sure there'll be some surprise picks. I'm sure there'll be some not so surprise picks. I want to say thank you everybody who is watching. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Thank you also so much for being patient with us with the delay. But we're off and to the races now. And again, let's give some extra love to Yello Snowmen, who obviously is not able to make it here tonight. Taking care of his doggo. Let's give him lots of love and prayers in the chat. Tons of hearts if you guys feel the same way. Semtex, Mach Mage.
Hello, sir.
Holby, Pogs. How are you guys doing?
Doing fantastic.
Yeah?
Super
Let's
pumped.
go.
It's going to be a blast. I'm stoked. Holby, this is your first time drafting. Are you nervous?
It is. A little bit.
A little
No
bit?
strap.
No worries. No worries. You'll be just fine. We'll be just fine. Well, hey, like I said, you guys are all of our co-hosts. For those of you guys that don't know our co-hosts, let me take a minute to introduce everybody. In the bottom right corner, we've got our friend, Mr. Semtex. He's our Tier 5 lead commentator. This is his 4th season here with MRL. And yes, he is very Canadian. We also have an amazing new addition to our media team, Mr. Mach Mage. He is our no assist lead commentator. This is his first season here in MRL, and he is Yello Snowmen's new best friend because he has been missing a commentator for Tier 1 big time. Let's say hello to Mr. Tolby. Those who do not know him, you better know him. He's our Tier 4 lead commentator. His 3rd season here with MRL, and he loves Mercedes, as you can tell by his amazing getup. His favorite team ever. And again, say hello to our league director, Mr. Pogs. He's our Season 6 Constructor Champion. And believe it or not, he used to be faster than me. But that has changed. Speaking of which, it's me. My name's Punjew. I'm your Tier 1 league commentator and your media director here. This is my 6th season here with Moose Racing League, which is crazy. It is the 6th season already. And believe it or not, I did win the champion for all you haters. I keep saying I didn't, okay? I did, I promise. Because everybody doesn't believe me. Pogs, have you noticed that nobody believes that I actually won a championship?
Yeah, I think they've watched enough of your racing over the last few seasons. Have a hard stretch to believe. Also, whenever you win or anytime you say that, they say we had bad drivers, you were driving with bums. Like, that's the general feedback I get.
Oh, that's actually pretty correct. I do seem to always get the excuses, but it was a legitimate championship, okay? All right? I'm going to stand by that. Then I got smacked the next year in Tier 1, so we went back down to where I belong after that. Well, speaking of this season, I want to remind you guys what we've got for this calendar for Season 7. We've got starting round here this weekend at Singapore, followed up by Coda, Hungary, Miami, Portugal, Imola, Spain, Japan, and Abu Dhabi. It's going to be a great season. Tolby, which track are you the least excited for, and which one are you the most excited for as a driver?
Least excited, Miami by far.
Oh, really?
Most excited, probably Canada.
You trying to be best friends with Semtex right now?
Canada's one of my favorite tracks.
That makes
to
sense.
drive anyway.
Mach Mage, I know this is going to be your first time commentating here at Moose Racing League. Which one are you excited to commentate on?
I'm going to be honest. The opening round itself, Singapore, is just going to be really good. I mean, that's one heck of a way to start out the season at one of the most grueling street tracks on the entire calendar. So, and that's going to be exciting to see.
Yeah, it's gonna be definitely pretty wild. I'm expecting that specific race, Singapore, to be pretty intense. Everyone's gonna have their first race jitters as well. And with the no assists here for you, Mage, it's gonna be extra wreckage.
Exactly.
Now, Pogs, are there any of these tracks that you're especially scared of to race at?
Not scared. I am disappointed that we didn't get Mexico on the calendar. That's my biggest disappointment. But I know how much we love Hungary. So I'm super pumped to see that on there. From a league perspective, I'm a little nervous for Singapore being our opening race. I'm nervous for the stewards room a bit, for the new team principals. Ideally, something like China would have fit perfectly there.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and I love the track too. So the calendar looks sick. I'm super pumped about it.
Yeah, I think you're just throwing in your personal bias and your love for China. That's what's going on right here. I think
Pogs is happy for all those tracks are known for rain, or most of them.
Yes, his favorite. He loves it when it gets wet on track, huh, Pogs?
Oh yeah, that's that's the only way I can compete. So I'm gonna have to totally check my settings this season, because otherwise I'm liable to just put full wet on for every track.
I check his settings every week.
Echo reminded me that me and Jay Websy love China. We do love China. It's our favorite track. It's where we met. We've had a great...
We bonded.
China. That we did, yes. Well, hey, I think it's about time for us to start getting into some drafting. For those of you guys that don't know, we are starting our draft here tonight with the no assist draft, which Mach Mage is very excited for. Unfortunately, with Yello Snowmen not being here, he will not be here to conduct the draft, but I will be doing it instead. The way our no assist draft is going to work, it's very simple. Every single one of the top 10 drivers is going to pick their team in one order, and then we're going to reverse backwards, and they'll be able to pick their teammates. That order is going to be, for those who get to pick their teams in what order, Chili Willy gets the first pick, Drunken Shamrock gets the second, Twan gets the third, Yello Snowman gets his fourth, Balam gets his fifth, Freebird gets his sixth, Dragon gets his seventh, Epic Wins gets eighth pick, Whiffles gets ninth pick, and I get last pick. As of right now, I'm racing for everybody in every single position, but those will be filled out as we go.
Pretty set grid.
Yeah, it's a pretty sweet grid, right? Stacked. Everyone's crashing. That's what's going on.
Very close racing.
Everyone's crashing, for sure. And then basically what we're going to do is then we're going to reverse pick the drivers. Those would be Iron Boogs, Nornbash, J-Joe, Etier, Bugata, Gary, Kiss My Axe, and Benzo Slice. Notice there's only 8 drivers, so there are 2 non-full-time drivers that will be able to get drafted, and they will be exclusively reserves for that team. That's how that's going to work. So that being said, we're going to go ahead and get into this this draft for no assists. I know, Pogs, you like watching no assists, don't you?
I mean, you would anticipate it being like an absolute show, but they're really clean, so it is, they have a strong will for this league, for no assists. I'm very grateful that Yellow stepped up and decided to run it. I'm very grateful for all the heart that the no assist drivers put into their racing. It's good, it's a good brand of racing. It represents us well. I'm excited that they get to be part of, it's because they're not in our system, like in our draft system. I'm really excited that they get to be a part of draft night still. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. Well, that being said, actually, we can go ahead and get into this draft, because the way this is going to work, there are a few people that aren't here. And so I already know some of their picks, and I already know the very first pick. It's Chili Willy, and he is going to pick the Alfa Romeo for Mr. Chili Willy. So Chili gets first pick. That means second pick is now on the board. So second pick, let's see what people are going to do. The second pick, it's going to go to Mr. Drunken Shamrock. So if Drunken Shamrock is not in chat, he should see this. He says, oh, he picks a good pick. Ooh, this is a good one. I like Drunken Shamrock's mindset. Drunken Shamrock is going to go with the McLaren. Okay. How about that? I obviously am a big fan of the McLaren, because that is my pick. Looking at this this no assist draft, this is all about the drivers that are just here to have a lot of extra fun, and really just enjoy the racecraft. I can personally say, getting to drive in this tier, it is hilariously fun to drive here. I personally think that the driving here sometimes even is a little bit better than some of the other tiers because everyone just kind of has to turn off that racing line. Pogs, you're going to be jumping into some of these no assists race with us this year. None? Why not? You got to a little bit. Mach Mage.
I think the last time I jumped into it, in fact, I think there's a good clip of me in my last no assist race where I tell somebody that is this thing effing over with? How much longer do we have left? And thank God this is almost over. I am paraphrasing, but that was the general gist.
That's funny. That is funny. Now I already see the next pick in. We've got our boy Twom, one of our OG drivers here, and he's gonna grab the Mercedes. That's a good pick for him. Now the next one is gonna be surprising. We've got oops, I'm terrible at spacing stuff, guys. Don't you worry about it. High budget production value right here. We've got the next one's gonna be our friend Yello Snowmen, who was able to go ahead and throw in his draft pick, and it's a good pick. Any guesses what Yello Snowman's gonna pick? What do you guys think? Oh, you say, well, how about
Aston
that?
Martin.
The Ferrari is correct. The clairvoyant told me over here. You are right. It is Ferrari for Mr. Snowman. Next up in the picks, it's going to be Mr. Ballum. And Ballum, looks like he's already ready to go. He picks the AlphaTauri. Okay. Thanks again, by the way, everybody, for loving on this no assist here. For those of you guys that do watch it, remember that the no assist here is now going to be commentated by Mr. Mach Mage. And Mach Mage, with your first opportunity here commentating for Moose Racing League, what are you most excited to see?
I mean, this will be one of the first races that I have seen with fully no assists. And of course, an entirely new league. I just really want to see what the entire field can do. And I just want to see some really close, some really hard racing. Well, with Singapore, of course, that's going to be a little more difficult, of course.
Yep.
Especially if it's raining, which,
oh, yeah.
I mean, it's Singapore. It can very well happen.
That's going to get rough.
You know, I'm just looking forward to it. I mean, not knowing what's going to happen is always most exciting.
Yeah, I think it's going to be fun. Now, one thing to say, there are a bunch of skill levels here in the no assists, which is a lot of fun. And one person that we've got that's going to get an opportunity to draft right now, it's we got Freebird's pick, who is coming over. He's exclusively a no assist driver, and he is going to pick Tolby's favorite team, the Red Bull. I think it's a smart pick. Obviously, Tolby, you think it's a very smart pick. Do you feel like the Red Bull has the best luck in the league as well?
By far.
You think by far? Okay.
Yeah.
We can tell you that AlphaTauri does not.
Does not.
That just seems
not
across
as
the
bad as
board.
Aston Martin, but I mean.
Well, I've actually got another pick right now. Sorry, guys. I have to operate this stuff on my phone to find the picks. And we've got Moldy Dragon's picks. And Moldy Dragon, okay. He's also going to his first round pick. He's going to grab the Aston Martin. All right. That was a bit of an unlucky pick from last season for the main tiers. So what do you think? Do you think the luck's going to turn around for Aston Martin with Moldy as the team member, as the team leader?
Well, I'd say with their current luck, IRL, I think that alone is going to be a boost.
Think that luck's going to spill over into here? I like your style. It
definitely feels like it does, yeah.
That's what exactly I was going to say. Great minds think alike.
Well, right now we're only down to just a couple more teams left. And it looks like Epic Wins has grabbed up the Alpine. Which means that we only have a couple picks left. It's just the Haas and the Williams. And right now we're just waiting on Wiffles, I think, is his pick. But if he doesn't show up in the next, I'm going to give him 30 seconds to make this pick. Then we're going to give him
You don't want the Williams.
We're giving him the Williams. Oh, no. Evans already prophesized that I was likely to get this Williams. And I really don't want this Williams. But there's a solid shot that it ends up being mine. However, like I said, we're just waiting on Mr. Wiffles. Think we should do him dirty and just give him the Williams? Semtex, it's your decision. You give me the thumbs up.
I
thumbs
say give him
down.
10 seconds. I give him 10 seconds.
Sako says, I want this Williams. Echo says, I want this Williams more than Haas. That is absolutely incorrect. I do not. I would love the Haas again. Please, for the love of Lanta, no Williams for me. Oh my gosh.
Oh, yeah, you drive cockpit. I couldn't drive cockpit in the Williams with the steering wheel. It would drive me insane.
Yep, that's what's worrying me right now.
All right, give him the Williams.
Yep, he does not arrive. He is. Oh, that is tough. Williams has gone to Whipples. Oh my god.
Down for the count by the bell.
Wow, which means I get to keep my name on the Haas. How about that for some luck? We'll take it. Oh, yes. I'm alive, which means I get to pick my teammate first, which I'm really psyched for. Let me send a message to everybody for the teammates. I have a pick between a bunch of really good people, but I already know who my first pick is. This is not even a slight, thought for me at all. It's my very good friend, Mr. Gary 5000. I am so excited to have Gary as my teammate. The first time that I got to meet Gary was actually at BRL. I commented on him at BRL. Pogs, you remember BRL, right? Pogs? No? He doesn't remember it at all.
It's just because I have trouble navigating tabs and unmuting myself.
That's what it is.
Way back when, that's where I started. I think I was a tier 1 commentator for a while. That was a joy for everybody. Imagine me trying to figure out how to use technology to do that.
Oh boy.
Good times. There's a lot of good leagues in North America. We get a lot of crossover in between our league with a lot of other leagues, and I love to see anybody out here that can come out. So
yeah, I think BRL is definitely a great spot as well. Looks like he is Whiffles has actually had his choice picked for him. He's going to get Mr. Etier. So Whiffles has now been picked. And Whiffles and Etier make up the Williams team. So it's me and Gary, Whiffles and Etier. Next tier is up, or next person up should be, looks like it's Mr. Epic Wins. And I wonder who Epic Wins is going to pick. Oh, Epic Wins takes a really good one. He got my second pick, oh man, that's a great one. It's Mr. Bugata. Are we even slightly surprised? He is obviously everyone's favorite here. He was voted in as one of the favorite drivers in Moose Racing League in general. So not even slightly surprised right there. Do you think Bugata's going to be doing well here in the no assists tier? Tolby, what do you think?
Yeah, he's actually gotten his driving skills gone through the roof compared to when he first joined, by far.
Agreed. Yeah, he's gotten real fast. And watching him through tier 5 as well, like he's gotten just really good in there. Which I love seeing just how fast and how much he's put in the work. I've also seen him doing a lot of off-stream work, which I think is pretty impressive. So I got to give him a lot of props for that. Let me see who the next one is, because we have a couple people missing for tonight's. Moldy Dragon gets the next pick, and Moldy Dragon looks like he is going to go with Benzo Slice for Moldy Dragon. Okay. Benzo in the Aston Martin. That's a good pick. The Aston Martin. I like that one. Oh, Pogs has gone. He's shut down his screen. He says, no one looks at me. Next up is Mr. Freebird, and I wonder who Freebird's going to pick. Freebird, he also is not here tonight. So, sorry, I was wrong. Moldy's first pick is actually Irons. I'm so sorry, guys. Benzo goes to Mr. Freebird's. Excuse me. It's Benzo and Freebird. That's a good one. Moldy and Irons. That's a good one. That's a really good one. Now, Irons, he has I want to say 80% DNF rate and no assists. So, Mage, knowing that Irons is 80% DNF, you think he's going to have a better luck this time around?
I mean, 80% DNF rate. So basically, 4 out of 5 races, he's sending it into the nearest wall, basically. That That isn't a good track record.
There's only one way to go, though.
Yeah,
You can only
well,
go up from there, right?
Yeah.
well, you could always go into the wall again. But hopefully that won't happen. I would like to see everybody finish the race and it being close racing throughout. That would be ideal.
Oh,
Because I have
yes.
seen several races where the race was decided not by the skill of the drivers, but just who was left standing by the end. So,
Yep.
you know.
It might be a last man standing kind of rule of attrition for a few of these races, I'm sure. Let me double check who you've got. Snowman's actually picking somebody right now. Snowman's got as options right now. We only have a few people left up. We've only got J-Jo, Normbash, and that's it. Wow, J-Jo and Normbash. Oh, who's gonna get?
I do know J-Jo from outside of MRL. From the history that I've seen, he's got good pace. He can be a little aggressive. Sometimes that is a strength. Other times it's a little bit of a weakness. But when it is working for him, it's working for him really well.
Well, that being said, it actually looks like Normbash got the draft pick as J-Jo, just so you know, has a 100% DNF rate in no assists.
Oh.
Don't feel so bad anymore, Irons.
Yep, exactly.
Oh,
Oh,
got
man.
one upped in the wrong direction.
Yep, he did get one up in the wrong direction. That is funny. That means Twan has Mr. J-Jo as his teammate. Twan, congratulations. You guys will have a 50% finish rate as a team. Twan with 100%. So that being said, now we're down to just the last two people who get their exclusive reserved rights. It's Drunken Shamrock and Chili Willy. Who are they picking? Drunken Shamrock looks like he has yet to pick. Chili Willy already know his picks. Who he's going to pee. But Drunken Shamrock, he says not picking a reserve, but actually I don't think that's acceptable. So maybe. He says he doesn't want to pick reserve. Hold on. He's throwing a curveball in here.
It's going to be himself pair with himself.
Curveball denied. He gets Midnight. Midnight is Drunken Shamrock's teammate here. Midnight.
That's a good pickup.
That's a good pickup. I agree. Yeah.
Drives no assist normally, so.
Exactly. Yeah. They're going to be a good team together. I guarantee you. I see them actually doing pretty well, is my guess. That means last pick will go to Mr. Chili Willy, and Chili Willy will take our boy, Mr. Pete, in the Alfa Romeo as our final pick. And that is our no assist draft here tonight, guys. We got the Red Bull of Freebird and Benzo. Molly and Irons make up the Aston Martin. Shamrock and Midnight make the McLaren. Ballum and Kiss My Axe make the Alpha Tauri. Yellow and Normbash make the Ferrari. Twan and J-Jo make the Mercedes. Epic and Bugatti make the Alpine. Chili and Pete make Alfa Romeo. Punjew and Gary make the Haas. Let's go. And Wiffles and Etier take up the Williams. Okay, Mage, since this is your tier to commentate, which one are you the most excited for? Who do you have your eyes on?
I'm going to be honest, just looking at the names here. Haas obviously is going to be a team I'm going to be watching the entire time. Being totally not biased at all, I'm going to be keeping
Not
an
even
eye on
slightly,
the
right?
lineup as well. That's going to be exciting to see. And from what I'm hearing, the Red Bull typical luck. And so I'm going to have to check on Freebird and Benzo as well.
Yeah, I think the Red Bull is going to be a good pick as well. That's going to be a really good team. Pogs, I know you, like you said, you like to watch this as well. Who are you looking forward to?
I think Normbash and Yellow are going to be a good team. I know that, Normbash has some bad luck in regular tiers, but this is kind of more up his alley. It's
That's
a lot cleaner, and so hopefully he'll be able to get some good results there.
That's a good point. That's a very good point. Well, guys, I think it's about time that we go to the moment that everyone's been waiting for. How about we get on to our top 5 tiers here for Moose Racing League? Let's take a look at our team principal list here again, just to remind everybody. Tolby in the Red Bull, Jordan in the Mercedes, Sugi in the Aston Martin, Wepsy in the Alpine, myself in the McLaren, Jim just raged in the Alfa Romeo, Com is in the Alpha Tauri, MB Jacobson is in the Haas, Yello Snowmen in the Ferrari, and Bops in the Williams. Now, Pogs, you said everybody got their first and second choice. Why did Bops pick Williams?
I I don't know. I think it might have been a second choice. Maybe he didn't watch last season and see how cursed that team was. Maybe he was just living in his own tier 2 bubble last season. We'll see. But to be fair, you can't do much worse, right? It's only going up, right?
That's true.
So I'm rooting for him.
That's a fair point. Well, guys, the way this draft is going to work, obviously, it's going to go in order of whose tier is up next. We have a draft order. Our draft order is as follows. For those that don't remember, first pick is a good one. It's going to be to Mr. Jim Just Rage. Second pick will be to MB Jacobson. Third pick is Jay Websey. Fourth pick will go across to me. Fifth pick will go back on the right side to Mr. Bops. Sixth pick will be Yello Snowmen. Seventh pick will be Sugi. Eighth pick will be Jordan. Ninth will be Toby. Unfortunate so far down the pick list. And 10th will be Mr. Calm. Now, all of our team principals are ready to go. Correct, Mod?
I believe so. We just need to ping Jim to put him on the clock.
Wonderful. Jim Just Raged, you are on the clock right now as we go ahead and show everybody the tiers and the drivers for the team principal tiers. We've got Jim Just Raged, speaking of which, is down in tier 4. Wow. We got Haas of MB Jacobson in tier 2. The Alpines, Jay Wetsy, is in tier 3. I have gone down into tier 3. Semtex
Wow.
has something to say about that. I can see it. Bobs is up into tier 1. Yello Snowmen has stayed where he's at. Suki has stayed where he's at in tier 1. Jordan down to tier 3, or he stays in tier 3. Toby stays in tier 3, and Calm stays where he's at in tier 2. So you can see some arrows next to people's names. The chat is going freaking wild. What the
MB
heck?
Jacobson in tier 2. That one threw me off.
You think so?
I don't know.
Why do you say that?
Was he not at the top of tier 1 normally? Top
No.
or half? Oh,
No.
then I'm mistaken. I'm
Yeah,
thinking of someone else for some reason.
Give it 2 seasons
In the
ago.
past,
Absolutely.
right?
Yes.
Alrighty, Pun, you ready?
Oh, we
We
already have
have
our
our-
first pick?
First pick.
Oh my gosh, I think we are ready. Are you guys excited?
Yeah.
Okay, who do we
Ready
think
to
is going to
go.
be the first pick? Just give me a little guess. Who's pick 1?
Giants fan.
Giants fan is the guess. Okay, that's a good guess.
I can't guess because I saw it in the chat.
Oh, that's fair. Okay, I haven't looked at it yet. I'm gonna guess the first pick is actually Ducati. It's my guess. We'll see. Let's see who it is. Let's go reveal it. Go ahead, Mon.
I re-
Oh,
There it
there
is.
we go.
Oh, wow! Pogs is the first pick here in Moose Race League. Pogs, you feel like the prettiest girl in the world right now, don't you? This is your prom queen moment right now.
Yeah, I mean, I understand the pick. He clearly drafted me to just draft his team, I assume. Nothing for on race base. I thoroughly expect to be DM'd immediately. And I will try to Mel Kiper the shit out of this for my friend Jim.
That's funny. Somebody says drafted for the looks, says Jonathan. I think that's fair. That's probably pretty accurate. He is drafted for the looks, absolutely. That's wild, dude. Pogs, congratulations on being the very first pick. Now it's on MB Jacobson, which, let's see
To be honest, if Pogs would have been there on my pick, that was going to be my first one.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I can't believe he didn't pick somebody safe, though. Like, I get it. It's not a bad pick dropping down, right? Not like I'm not a bad pick dropping down, but I don't know why we wouldn't take somebody safe like a Giants fan.
Mm.
I think you are a safe pick in tier 4.
League
I
director's
think so
got to
too.
go first overall.
That's fair. Yeah. That's what Sako says. Is picking Pogs come with free MRL merch. Pogs, what is that? Is that the bribe? Is that what happened? Did we get inside information?
The last team I was on, every person on that team got some MRL championship merch.
That's true.
Before we announce this next pick, I will let you guys know that the intention is, again, for this season, for the championship winning constructors team, we will have MRL championship shirts for season 7 as well.
Well, hey, Mr. Mod, I see that our pick is in, isn't it?
It is in.
Let's go ahead and check it out. Go ahead and post it up. This is our second pick of the draft. It's Mr. Giants fan. No surprise right there. As Pogs was saying, a very safe pick in Giants fan. I think that's pretty smart. I'm curious to see who's going to go third, of course. As that third pick is Mr. Jay Websey, and this is his first time ever being a team principal. So Jay Websey, I'm curious to see what his strategy is going to be. Many of those... Yeah, I think
we have a bromance being reformed here in Tier 3.
Oh yes, yes we
You and
do.
Websey.
Yeah, we do have a little bit of a bromance between me and Jay Websey. We're gonna have some fun. Mod, do I see a pick in?
Yep, pick is in.
All right,
let's go TP.
Let's go ahead and check it out for Jay Websey's first pick. Who will he pick? Speaking of bromance, he grabbed his boy Mr. Semtex in Tier 2. Are we surprised? I think it's very smart that that these team principals are picking their friends, genuinely. Because this is going to allow them to just have that really great synergy. Yeah, I'm excited to see how this is going to work out. I think it's my turn to do this one.
Not to mention, it's always good
McLaren
to have
on the
teammates
clock.
you can rely on.
Say again?
Not to mention, it's always good to have teammates you know you can rely on and are just there when you need them.
Yep, I agree. Well, speaking of teammates that you can rely on, given the fact that it is my pick, I'm really surprised that this didn't get snagged. I'm really surprised, but you know, I'm pretty stoked about this one. Mod, let me know whenever you're ready.
Yep, I'm ready when you are.
Let's run it. Who did I pick for my first round draft pick? We've got our boy Bugata back in Tier 5. Let's go.
Really good pick.
I personally think that again, like I'm going off a relatively similar strategy that I had last season, and I'm very glad that that we've got Bugata back in the team now. This time switching colors from red and white to orange and white. Bugata first round pick. Let's go. Oh, he's stoked. Oh yeah, it's well deserved too.
It's a
very
great
well deserved.
pick. Great pick.
It
Thanks,
really
guys.
is.
Thanks, guys.
He's very consistent in Tier 5 and always in the topper half.
Yeah.
In contention for something nice, so it's a great pick.
Oh yeah, and then with that win on the very final round too, that was clutch. Yeah, that carried our team. He was the highest point scorer. Like Tier 5 was our biggest point scoring team for Haas in the final round. And it was all because of just his win. That's how good he is. So, yeah.
Ready. We have our fifth pick ready.
Ooh, okay, our fifth pick. Let's go, Mr. Bobs. Let's go ahead and show it. Who will Bobs pick for his very first pick here in Moose Racing League as a team principal? We got Chili Willy. And he's down to Tier 2.
My lord.
Oh, what a change right there.
Tier 2 and Tier 1 are both going to be blistering tastes.
Yep. Yep, it's going to be...
I like back class drivers. Like, I like drivers dropping down as a draft strategy because you know they were in a higher tier at some point for a reason, right?
Yeah.
So anytime you can spot that on the draft board, when that's an option, that's just, a tip for everybody. That's a really good person to take. So, Chili's should do really well in Tier 2 next season, like really well.
Yeah, I think he's gonna kill it. I expect to see him, as you said, as a drop. I expect to see him just not quite rinse the field, but he's gonna do really well. He's gonna do very well. Now, for those of you guys that have raced against Chili before, Semtex, you've raced against Chili a couple times, right?
I believe I did in the later half of earlier season.
And so that being said, what do you think about that pick?
I think it's a good pick. I think it's a great pick, honestly. I was not expecting him to drop down. I'm kind of terrified, to be honest with you now, in Tier 2. I'm very scared to see my pace stack up against these guys. And, I think it's a great pick. He will definitely be at the top.
Yeah, that's a good point. Since you're also in Tier 2, you're going to have to go against this guy. So this will be interesting. Oh, Mod, it looks like we've got a pick, don't we?
Mm-hmm.
All right,
go ahead and see what the sixth pick was.
Let's do it. It's Ducati in tier 3. Dang, that's a good one. That's a
I
very
hate drafting at the back end of a draft, man.
oh yeah, oh,
Shocking.
yeah, Toby. You just watch them all
They're
disappear,
just
huh?
dropping like flies.
Oh man,
Hey,
that's
you
not-
get back-to-backs. You basically get back-to-backs.
yeah.
Yeah. So are we surprised he didn't take Sacco here?
I'm extremely
or,
surprised.
Oh,
I'm
that's.
shocked.
I thought it for sure it was Sacco.
I'm
In-
shocked.
Yeah.
In fact, you
Or-
know how we had those scenes that I showed you guys of your name with the nice little thing? My joke statement about Yello Snowmen was definitely gonna pick Sacco. I'm amazed. Wow.
All right,
but-
we have another pick in our 7th pick.
Wow, we don't even
is-
get. Well, Pogs, I have a question. What do you think about that pick before we get into Sugi's pick?
Ducati?
Uh-huh.
I know they don't know yet, but I know who's in tier 3. It's going to be more competitive than a Ducati runaway. So without spoiling anything, I still think it's a great pick.
Great pick.
I just think that with who's coming down and who's coming into the league, I think it's not going to be surefire.
Mm-hmm. Let's see what Sugi's answer is to that one. Let's go ahead and show it, Mod. Sugi with the next round of the pick. Or the draft here. He picks Minico. Shoot, that's a good draft pick from Sugi in tier 1. That's a really good one.
That's a good one. I had my eye on him. I was hoping to be on a team with him. He's looking good in the rookie race.
Yeah.
Well, in the
He
rookie
does.
race, he was really fast, but there was a couple questionable moves he made in that rookie race.
Mm. That's a fair point. Now, I did also get to see him race, in the finale, and unfortunately, all the incidents that he got involved with were all not his fault, ironically enough. But he did throw it down in second place. He got, second position in qualifying that final race. So we shall see if that's if that same form's gonna prove to
Jordan
continue.
has got Mercedes. His first pick
All
is
right,
ready.
let's see what Jordan's gonna pick. Go ahead and show it. Oh boy! Oh boy! Oh boy! Oh boy! Jordan grabs a teammate. He's gonna grab Scruffy in tier 3. Ooh, Pogs, what do you have to say about that one? Pogs?
Well, sorry. I gotta get back and unmute and mute
You're right,
and all
right,
that sort of yes. No, I mean Scruffy is a really good pick. I think he finished He finished second last season behind Fake Man. Is that correct?
I want to say
Second
so,
or third?
Yeah, he did really well.
Yeah. So, and I don't think he was there the whole season, if I'm remembering correctly too. So he's got a really good chance to be the top of that tier as well.
Yeah, I think he's definitely a good shout for a good a good result here in this tier. It looks like we've got Tolby also up on the bubble right now, so I'm curious to see what Tolby's gonna do. He's just watched potentially 8 of his favorite picks just go down the drain. So I wonder how he will respond. What is Tolby thinking here? Yes.
I'm legit looking at the draft board thinking.
Oh, look at that. Yes, he's probably looking for which tier deserves the love. Now, obviously, I have my strategies, and I'm not going to share any of them with you, sir. We're in tight competition now. We can't let Red Bull get a back-to-back. That's not allowed. Speaking of which, we're almost at the end of this first round. And Semtex, who are you most surprised with as a pick right now?
Surprised. To be honest, there aren't that many shocks other than I think myself going in the first round. I was made aware that he wanted to grab me in the first round. I told him not to because I didn't. I don't expect anyone else to be grabbing me anytime soon, especially with tier 2 looking so stacked that we see so far.
Yeah, we're only seeing 4.
So I'd say I'm the most shocked to go in the first round.
Interesting. Now, Mach Mage, since you're relatively new to the league, out of the ones that you see on the board right now, how many of them do you know something about? I'm sure Sugi, obviously.
Well, of course I know Sugi, the team principal. I actually expected his first pick to be somebody else that I know, but I'm not surprised that he also just went for securing the teammate alongside him in his tier. So smart move.
That makes sense. Well, Tolby, you're sitting back. It looks like you maybe even made a pick, huh?
Yeah, sorry, it took me a second.
No worries, no worries.
This pick is in.
I'm ready
With
to go
a little
for it.
scared of me, but it is in.
Go ahead and show it. Let's do it. And we've got tier 3's pap outs for Chosen Tolby. What an interesting pick from Tolby. Now, Tolby, I want to hear your thought process on that one as we're up to Calm next up. I want to hear your thought process on why you decided to pick pap outs as a first-round draft pick and your teammate.
So he was a lot of the times running up front. And I was gonna go Ducati. But he got taken, and I know I was gonna need a teammate because I'm seeing all of tier 3 already. I know I'm gonna be midfield. So in order to help me out, I know I'm gonna need somebody that's definitely faster than me.
I see your thought process. Where now obviously are you a little worried, a little scared, are you a little excited to race against myself in tier 3 this time around? This is our first time racing together, won't it be?
It is. Well, no, I raced in a couple tier 2 races last season.
You did, yes.
But yeah, for a whole season, yeah, I'm pretty excited. I can't wait.
Fun. Yeah, it's gonna be a good one. And I'm also kind of interested to see what Calm's gonna do. He's also another one of our first time team principals here. Pogs, you know, you were kind of excited to see Calm as a team principal. What do you think his strategy is going to be today? Think he's just going to be going for friends, or think he's going off of just pure pace? What do you think?
I mean, I think he'll probably stick with the friend strategy. We're seeing a mix so far. I think we see a lot of friends, but we also see some more strategic picks. I'll be curious to see how it turns out at the end. You know, my draft strategy last season, I took all high upside, all lottery picks and gambled, but it seems like we're kind of playing it safe at this point. So, you know, I'm curious to see when folks start going for some, you know, maybe some guys with worse attitudes, but good time trials, maybe some newer folks. You know, I'm curious to see when the bubble kind of pops on that.
Yeah.
But what I've seen pretty much so far is a relatively safe draft. Outside of maybe Sugi with Minako, who's new, but everybody knows that he's fast. We've seen him. Pick. We saw him in the rookie race. But Calm, I see him taking. I probably see him taking a strong driver. I don't know if it looks like the pick's in.
His pick is in. I don't know how long you were going to ramble for. Sorry.
No, you're good. Let's go check it out. Who does he pick? We're going to switch up to Calm. Calm's first pick is Tier 2's City of R. That is a very good grab.
He also has his 11th pick in as well.
He does.
It's back to back.
Let's go ahead and show it. Let's see what he gets for his back to back. And I'm not even slightly surprised about this one. It's Mr. Jack. And if I recall correctly, he said there's one team he didn't want to be drafted to. I believe it was AlphaTauri, because he's not a fan of the car itself.
Yeah, I hear a lot of people complain about the chassis of the AlphaTauri. All the time I hear drivers just saying the view from the cockpit and just from the T-cam is absolutely terrible. Yep. And so many try to avoid it all.
Yep.
I moved my back a ways to deal with it. Like, if you look at some of my clips from my races, like, I'm so far back in the car. It was weird. It was different.
So you have to move your field of view a little forward?
Well, I mean, you can see 3/4 of my car. Like, it's hard to explain.
I had a decent setup with the AlphaTauri.
You found a good camera setup?
Is in.
But it was difficult, definitely.
Well, hey, it looks like Tolby's already got his next pick in. Let's see what Tolby's got. Go ahead and show it, Mod. Chosen Tolby going for Mr. Kermit in Tier 2. All righty. Now, Tolby, I want to hear your thought process on that one. That's a fast driver.
Exactly. Just point scorer, man.
Pure points. I see your
We're
style.
trying to get the Red Bull back to back.
I see it. Yep. Going for it. Potentially aggressive. He definitely does get a few penalty points here and there.
Right.
However,
yeah.
You know, it's Mage is like, yes.
I'm very familiar with Kermit.
I would say he somewhat bullies his way around the track, but
He definitely does. I mean, sometimes it works out really well. Other times it just completely blows up in his face. Sometimes literally.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens.
I'm a Max Verstappen fan, so I appreciate aggressive.
That makes sense. Yes, I was gonna say this draft board definitely makes sense for what you're looking for in a team. Well, so that means, Toby, you've already gotten 2 of some good picks for what you're looking for.
Right.
I'm sure you're feeling pretty good right now, huh?
I am. Now I just gotta sit back and wait. 18
Okay.
picks.
Yep, we got a little ways to go. Speaking of which, I
We
think
have the
actually
13th pick ready.
Yep, let's go ahead and show it.
View.
Oh, this is a good one. We're going to another reserve, brand new driver. Not a reserve, sorry. He's a brand new driver. It's Mr. Estenba in Tier 1. Now, we saw him in the rookie race. Okay. Interesting pick right there. What are you thinking about that?
anyone?
Yeah, anybody? Estenba?
Whenever I saw
I mean,
Estenba, I
anyone.
can only think of Alpha Max Nova 1, and I'm pretty sure that's exactly where he got his name from.
Well, I know he had a lot of fans in that rookie race. The chat was blowing up about him in
Yes.
the rookie race. So
Yeah, they were stoked for him.
Ready.
That's for sure.
The 14th pick is ready.
Let's show it. We got J-Jo in Tier 2. Okay, Suki. I see why you did that. That's a pretty smart pick. Okay, so Semtex, you got to drive against J-Jo a lot last season. What are you thinking about
Yeah.
that one?
I think it's a good pick. I think he's on a similar but more laid back racing style than Kermit, but pretty similar,
Yeah.
I'd say.
I 100% agree.
Yeah. And I think it's still a good pick. He's really quick, obviously, and I'm just getting even more scared of this tier 2 lobby.
That makes a
Every
little
second,
sense.
every pick.
Yep, it is looking a little bit scary. I'm kind of glad that I'm not in it anymore, if I'm being honest with you.
I
'cause-
would be, but
Yeah.
you have a chance to prove everyone that you are a champion.
Yep, finally, I might get a
Whoa.
chance, but it's been a little while since I've gotten a shot at that. The fact that I've only gotten 1 win in the past 5 seasons kind of says something. It's been a little rough, that's for sure. So actually, technically the last 4 seasons, because season 2 was when I got 9 wins. And then here we go. Oh,
The
okay.
pick is in. There he is.
Okay,
Found
all
him.
right. Ready to go for it? Let's show it. This is for
Mhm.
Yello Snowmen. Yello Snowmen grabs Nikki G in Tier 4. Okay. I like that thought process. I think that's a good one. What are you guys thinking about that one?
it is
I like that as well.
very improved. Very improved.
Yes. Big time.
Yeah, I think some tier 4 drivers have to start coming off the board now. It was last season. I think a lot of tier 3 drivers win as early as well, if I remember correctly.
Tier 2 was the quick
Figured out
pick.
really quick last.
Yeah, tier 2,
last-
tier 3
Yeah,
was
and
gone.
tier two as well. Yeah,
Yeah.
tier
Mhm.
2 went like boom, boom, boom. So it's kind of interesting. I do think you'll start seeing some tier 4 start to fill out, and then tier 5. It gets you the same amount of points as tier 1, right? And there's only been Bogoda. So I'd start to see tier 4 and tier 5 maybe fill out a little bit now. But tier 4, there's some really good names out there. So I'd assume some of these guys get picked up as well.
So let's find out if you were right or wrong. The next
find
pick, the
Let's-
16th pick is ready.
Let's check it out. We got a
Saw
tier
this
2
coming.
driver, actually. It's Mr. Iron Boogs.
Yeah, I saw that coming.
Oh, yeah, I did too, absolutely. I knew he was going to get picked. I know Boogs also loves driving the Williams. It's his favorite car ever.
Well, I figured Bops and Irons, they're friends.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that was a smart pick. I'm honestly just excited to see how Boogs does with the team member or the team principal. That's a really good friend of his. I think he's really going to enjoy being in that team. I know last season, obviously, he liked being the Aston Martin for sure. But this will be interesting because him and Bops are like just absolute homies. And he gets to drive with Chili Willy, who's also another friend of his. So that's a pretty good combo. Is that our first? That's our second tier 2 pairing finished. Who do you guys like more, the calm City of R or the chilly Boogs?
Chili Boogs. I gotta go with.
Okay.
Well, the next pick is in.
All right, this one is my pick. Let's go ahead and show it up. Pogs, I was listening to you. I have picked Echo Alex for tier 4. I am very happy about my pick. He was actually
fresh.
What were you gonna say?
Fresh off the
Pogs?
championship, you know.
Yeah, he was killing it in tier 5 also.
Yep.
Yeah, he was good, you know, and he's a real nice guy too.
Yes.
So it like I know last season a lot, you know, there's a lot of hate towards Red Bull because they were winning, but I actually had like really nice guys too, like
No, you did.
engaged, bringing each other's on. Like I just got lucky last season, so I think you'll like him, Pun.
I'll be excited to see how he transitions to tier 4 after watching him in tier 5 all season last time around.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, with how much he blew through tier 5, like I think he'll be good in tier 4.
I mean, Turp gave him a nice run there at the end, but just missing the races. So I'm sure Turp will. I'm assuming now seeing that he's going up as well.
Yeah, I think it's smart to start securing some spots in the lower categories because they can always have a much greater impact than a lot of people realize.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to add is the lower tiers still getting slept on this season like last season, and we obviously seen that they bring in the numbers.
And I was the only one last season that didn't sleep on the lower tiers. So look at this.
Pick is in.
Let's show it up, Mod. We got Jay Websey's second pick. Who will Websey pick? He's giving it to his teammate, Mr. Norm Bash. Jay Websey now has a complete team for himself. Okay. Now, that being said, that's an interesting pick for some people because Norm Bash obviously got our One Leaf Clover award for season 6. What do you think? Do you think this is his season where the luck turns around?
God, I hope so.
You can't have that bad of luck two seasons in a row.
They can't. You can't have that bad of luck. Yeah, so I think that this is going to be his turnaround season. I see good stuff coming for him this season. Yeah, I think he's going to do all right. Now we got MB Jacobson on the hot seat. He already got a great pick with Giants fan for tier 1 for his first round. Right now the tier 1 picks being Giants fan, Estenbot, and Jack. All 3 pretty competitive people. So I'm interested to see how those guys are going to do. The tier that has gotten the most love, it's tier 2 again. They've gotten 6 picks already. So
yeah, they're desperate to fill those slots up.
Yep. Which to me is interesting because last season, Pogs, if I recall correctly, tier 2 ended up being the biggest blowout of the entire league, didn't it?
Yeah, and they went the quickest, right? So like, it's again, you have to balance. You can't take all of your friends and expect to win, but you can, build a solid foundation with them, and then start reaching a little bit. Start playing, some of those lottery tickets. Start drafting guys that are good, but you've never talked to before. That's fine. You'll talk to them a bunch over the next 10 weeks, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah, that
so
was
when
my
I
thought process.
commentated tier 2 last season. Yeah, you had the Red Bulls just take off on everybody, but that midfield pack was so tight, and the times were so close that this season is going to be tier 2 might be one of the best tiers this season.
I think so too. I think it's also going to have a few
is
more
in. The 19th pick is in.
Ooh, let's check out MB Jacobson. Go ahead and show it, Mod. MB Jacobson's second pick of the draft here. He's got Mr. Gwenfro in tier 4. That is I like that pick. That's smart. Give him some tier 4 some love too. Okay.
Another tier 5 driver jumping up that was showing great pace.
Yeah, that's a really good one. Now, these guys that are bumping up from tier 5 up to tier 4, do you think they're going to struggle? Toby, what are you thinking? Do you think some of them are going to struggle, or do you think they're going to feel right at home?
I think they're going to go right in and be competitive, to be honest.
Yeah. I think that tier 5 and tier 4, the pace differential between the two was not the biggest, I would say. I think the biggest pace differential that I saw throughout the season was actually tier 4 to tier 3. So anybody moving up out of tier 4 into tier 3, I see as potentially having the biggest struggle.
Well, we were talking about that in that team principal meeting also, is I think the pace isn't the difference between tier 4 and tier 5. It's the craftsmanship.
Yeah.
Racecraft.
Yep. Yep, I 100%.
The
And those guys
20th pick
have
is
definitely
in.
shown racecraft.
Well, hey, speaking of racecraft, let's see who's going to give some good racecraft to Alfa Romeo. Go ahead and show it, Mod. And it's an OG for Alfa Romeo. It's Mr. T-Ball in Tier 1. Now that is a throwback of the ages. Obviously, he came back in this season. Pogs, you look stoked about this one. Tell me why.
I mean, you know, T-Ball never stopped being T-Ball. He was gone for a while, but you know, that was one of the top drivers for as long as he was here. And he left and he came back, and I was really interested to see how he was going to stack up against, you know, there's been a lot of talent since he was last year, and he can still compete, you know? So like, I'm excited for it. That's a great pick.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a good one. Mod, I actually just saw another pick go in too.
Yes, round 3 is underway. Pick
We're in
21 is in.
Let's check it out. Oh, it's the Tier 1 group filled out. It's Xylo. Okay. Interesting strats. Tier 1 is now filled up for the Alfa Romeo. And Xylo, that's a really good pick. Now, T-Ball and Xylo, they were teammates last season too, right? T-Ball came into Ferrari, right? No. He came into
Yes.
He did come into Ferrari, right?
Yeah. No. He came into Alfa Romeo.
Yep. He came back. He came down
when
Jim got him back.
the XRL guys went ballistic and left.
Yes.
So
Yes. Yep.
Jim needed a seat.
Yep.
T-Ball came in at the right time.
And for Mod, I think Xylo is probably, like, Mod had a lot of picks last season that just didn't pan out, but that was one that did. I mean, that's one that panned out really well for him.
Yeah,
that was my first overall pick too. Teammate.
He performed
paid
all
off.
season. You know,
Yeah.
I would be stoked to have him here in the 3rd round.
Yep. Hey, speaking of which, I think we actually got another pick in. Is that correct, Mod?
Mm-hmm. Yep, the
All right.
22nd pick.
Let's go ahead and show him. 22nd pick of the draft here for season 7. Oh, that's a really good one. It's going to Gwenfro Midnight Killer in Tier 5.
That was my next pick if he was still there my next pick.
That's a good one. Midnight Killer getting scooped up. That one hurts. He was up there on mine too. He was pretty high up there. Oh man. Midnight is going to do great, I think, this season. I think, getting the team principal burden off of his back and shifting it off to Sugi now, I think he's going to have a lot more, mental capacity to just really throw it down on track. I see him doing very well this season. And he's also the Tier 1 co-commentator this year, by the way. So give some big love to Mr. Midnight for that as well. Obviously I'm pretty biased against the Midnight or the media guys. I think all of us are the best drivers in the entire league, right? But
I'm definitely not.
No, we definitely
Totally
are.
says no.
100%.
The
Come on, Mike,
23rd
you got
pick
one?
is in.
Let's check it out. Alpine and J-Websy pick Gibbsy for completing the Tier 2 right there. Semtex has a buddy for his co-driver.
Teammates from last season.
That's a good one.
Most people know me and Gibbs are good buddies. We've bonded over the game. So
That's a
happy
good
to
one.
see that. Was pleading for Gibbs to be taken.
I'm pretty stoked for this one. It looks like I've got my next pick, and I'm really glad because it's my third. He's my third pick overall, actually, ironically enough. So I've gotten all 3 of my top 3 that I wanted, which I'm very excited for. You're about to see him come up on the screen. However, before I talk about this guy, I think Gibbsy was a really good pick. I expect him to be pretty quick this season. I think he's really I think he has something to prove this year.
Also going no assist, I believe.
Yeah, I think he's got a lot to prove this year, so I expect to see him really put it down. So, Mob, whenever you're ready,
Yep, let's see who the 24th pick is.
go ahead and show him. McLaren has completed their Tier 4 grid with Mr. Deathman, also moving up from Tier 5. Let's go, dude. We got 2 back from last season, same team. I'm very glad that I got both these guys back. And I'm excited to see how we handle the season going forward. This is going to be a lot of fun, huh?
Fun.
Yes.
I have a question.
I got an
Explain to us, because you took two drivers early in the draft. They're both moving up tiers. Is that any concern for you at all?
Not even slightly. And the reason why, I've seen both of them reserve in those tiers. And they look fine. Not just fine, they look very good. I also see specifically the work ethic and the just the general, dedication to the game for these guys. This game is tough to play for a lot of people right now. It's no stranger to anybody that a lot of people have been having some problems just with game servers, et cetera, right? But these are the guys that never stop running it. And to me, that's worth a lot to pay to consider. And that's why I felt so comfortable getting them in my draft.
Well, last season, I think a lot of us were surprised that Deathman was in tier 5.
Yes. Yeah. Another part of it. And he's gotten faster as the season's gone on. He got a little bit unlucky in a couple races for sure last season. But I think
there was a lot of buzz that he was going to run away with tier 5 though, and that didn't happen.
It did not. No.
So
There's a lot of new guys as well in tier 5, so we didn't have a quite judge on that. But
correct. Yeah, I agree. I think that was part of what did it. I think looking at the grid overall as well for tier 4 and what everybody else has to pick against, that's part of the reason why I was so comfortable getting Deathman into tier 4. I was like, yeah, oh yeah, and especially Echo Alex too. I was like, oh yeah.
The 25th pick is in.
Let's check it out for Mr. Bops. Is he gonna pick another friend? Oh, Bops, I like his style. He's picking a brand new driver here, Mr. Days Freak.
Good pick. Good pick. We were talking about this the other night.
Oh, now why do you say that, Toby?
I raced with him in another league before I came to MRL. And he tier 5 is going to be he's pretty if he has stayed the same pace as me, then he's going to give tier 5 some problems.
Yeah, we had some discussions with him what to do if we were going to move him to tier 4 or we're going to. He was right on the bubble for us between tier 5 and tier 4. I'm with Toby though. From what's been described to me, this could be definitely a top contender for tier 5
for sure.
Well, he's got nothing to match on. You got it. I want to say that, but just saying. All right, let's check out this 26th pick. It's for Mr. Yello Snowmen. Go ahead and show him. And it's Snowmen's qualifying next door neighbor, Mr. Sketchy Bull. They were next to each other. I should have gotten the stats on this one, but I want to say it was more than half of the races they qualified literally right next to each other. It's unreal. Now, do you think that what were you gonna say, Semtex?
Sorry, I was just gonna say I wish Sketchy the best of the luck now that he's out of the AlphaTauri. He was struggling with his luck as I was.
Yep. I think he might do well in the Ferrari. He really likes the Ferrari too. I am surprised that Sako has not been picked yet.
That's also what I was gonna say.
It's a little scary, right?
I'm pretty surprised.
I think someone might have to snag him.
I think he might be rising up the heights of my list. I usually put him at the bottom of the list just because I know he's gonna get taken. But now I gotta consider this. So just letting you know
with
that
fire right now.
Yeah, Yellow. Just remember
we can find out if he was a 27th pick or not.
Let's find out. Who is the next pick? Ooh, that's a good one. It's tier 4's Pat the Rock for Mr. Sugi. Oh, okay, Mage. You like this one. This is your co-commentary here for no assists.
Right. I mean, Sugi, Pat, and I, we're all good friends, so I knew it would only be a matter of time before Sugi picked Pat. So, that's to be expected. Now, he asked for this, so I'm just going to say he is as reliable as a Ferrari strategy team when it comes to pace.
Oh, Lord.
Good to know. Yeah, he told me he said he's going to get roasted.
Yeah, unironically, I am faster than him. Unironically. I am just not racing because, I'm tired of this game.
That's fair. That's
in terms of driving it, yeah.
But it's still always fun to talk about it, isn't it? It's weird.
Oh, yeah, of course.
To yell at pretend race cars. 4 out of 5 of us get to do a lot of commentary, so you guys all understand. It's weirdly fun to yell at
28th
Well,
pick
his
is
ex-commentary experience over in the top right.
That's true. That is true. Yeah, Pogs was once commentator. Well, let's check out who gets the next pick. It's Mr. Jordan. Go ahead and show him. Jordan picks his named imposter, Mr. Jordster. And Jordan in the Mercedes. That's a good pick. for Mercedes. I like that one a lot. Man, that's a good
Thank
one.
goodness they're not
Mark off.
teammates.
Yeah, right? That would have been really, really confusing.
That'd be a calm disaster.
Oh, yeah. Hey, calm. Sorry, that's a pun that
Ah.
did not deserve to be made right there. That was a mistake. I'm so sorry. We should have marked these guys off. Okay, looks like we've got another one.
The
Tolby,
29th pick is in.
you were quick on this one. Let's see who you picked. Tolby has given it to Mr. Rage Quit. Okay. I like that one. Now, what made you decide to pick Rage Quit?
So I know Andy has pace. I know he keeps it clean. Like I know if he's going into a corner and he thinks he needs to back out, he backs out.
Yeah.
He doesn't try to cause any problems. And with him moving down, I think he will be on the top side of tier 4.
I see what you're talking about. Yeah, I think it's a good pick. I think it's actually a pretty smart pick. I'm interested to see how he does here in tier 4. I think he's going to find it a lot more fun for himself as well. So I'm excited to see just kind of like the general attitude. He definitely has a really fun attitude when he's driving too. So
Right.
If you guys ever want a really good POV, definitely watch him in his stream. It's pretty funny.
And Andy's who's got me into MRL. I would have never known about MRL without Andy.
Really, I didn't know he was your intro.
Mm-hmm.
No way. Well, I guess we got a lot to thank him for, and this is a good way for you to pay the favor back. I like this one. Well, now we're up on Calm next up, and he hasn't put in his pick yet. Looks like he's taking a little bit of time. I think Calm has a hard choice to make right here to finalize out our third round. Semtex, what are you thinking? Who do you think he's going to go for?
I don't know. To be honest with you,
His bottom tier is looking pretty
I
empty.
don't have a draft list in front of me, so
That's fair.
It's hard to say.
That's fair.
I
Tier 3,
actually
tier
just noticed
5.
that Jack went though.
Yep. He got Jack. He got a really good, first round pick, but tier 3 through 5 is pretty empty for Con. Do you think he's going to try to fill one of those up?
Yeah, I'll be interested to see if he goes to a tier 5 maybe, because we haven't seen much of who's in there.
Yeah.
It seems like a lot of new names probably.
Yep. Looks like there's only been 3 tier 5 drivers picked so far, so I wonder why people are so scared to pick tier 5.
Could be a bit of
Save the
corn
best
picking
for
out there.
last.
I don't know.
Yeah, save the best for last. I like your style.
The
Mod, you got one?
30th and the 31st pick are in, but
Alright.
we're going to do this one at a time.
All right, let's check out the 30th pick, the final one for round 3. Go ahead and show him. And it's another new one. It's Mr. Ghostly. Takes up the tier 1 slot. So Calm filling up the top. Once again, interesting strats. Strats.
I'm familiar with Ghostly. He is really, really fast. Now, sometimes he has the worst luck imaginable. Like, imagine the worst case scenario, and Ghostly can think of a creative worse possibility than that.
Finds a way to make it even worse than that.
Right. I mean, it's never intentional, but sometimes just like the craziest thing could happen to him. But when disaster doesn't strike, he is one of the fastest drivers I've seen. So he's going to be a force.
Well, speaking of fast drivers, let's take a look at who Calm picks for his next draft. You ready for it, Mod?
Mm-hmm.
Let's do it. He picks Skelly. Ooh, and starts filling up his lower tiers slowly but surely. Calm going with a top-down approach. Pogs, what are you thinking about that strategies right now from Calm?
For Calm, I think he picked some guys with some good upside. I think City of R really came on strongly. Ghostly, I think he's raced here before. He's pretty quick. Jack, obviously, could be competing for a championship.
Yeah.
Calm had good picks. I think it's different though. Like, he's been one of the hardest to pin down who he's going to take. Same with Tolby for me. Like, just looking at those teams have been really kind of different, than what some of the other guys have got going on. So
yeah, I agree. They've been a little bit surprising for me as well. So I'm interested to see, speaking of Tolby, it looks like he's deep in thought right now, observing the board. I'm interested to see exactly kind of what strategy he's looking for, because in my opinion, somebody that fits for that strategy that seems like he's been going on is Mr. Ghostly, who's now been taken. So that's an interesting, predicament he might find himself in. I'm wondering if we're going to see another tier 5 pickup. Right now, the tier that has gotten the most love still is tier 2, but a comfy, tie with tier 4. Tier 4 has gotten 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 picks already. So tier 4 is getting some love too. And Toby still
The
got 1
32nd pick is in.
Let's see what Toby picks. Go ahead and show him. Gamer says he thinks Toby picks tier 5.
He's right.
Gamer's right. It's JMO. That's a really good one. Dang it. Jay Morrison gets taken up to tier 5. And he is on the Red Bull squad for season 7.
That's a great pick.
Really good one, man. Darn it.
So
Good.
Jay Morrison hit me up a couple days ago, and he was like, "Hey, I will." We were teammates, not teammates, but we were all on AlphaTauri last season.
Mm-hmm.
And when he first came in, he was struggling, but by the end of the season, he was doing very well, very, very high upside on him, and he was putting in the time last season. So
Yeah, that's a good pick. I think it's very smart. That's
Hopefully we continue to see an upward slope on him. Definitely got lots
I think there is for
us
sure.
to prove there.
Oh yeah. I think
The
this.
33rd pick is in.
Oh, let's see. I think this tier 5 is going to be a lot of people who are putting in the grind. Let's see what Jordan's going to go for. Go ahead and show him. Speaking of which, he picks Kiss My Axe, which is the best name in the entire league right now.
I
tier
genuinely
5.
love that name. That's incredible.
Yeah, best name in the league, hands down.
It's way good. It's way good. Oh man, that's a good pick. Kiss My Axe, wasn't he in a reserve a social race the other day? I believe he was. Some people said that he was really quick, surprisingly, for being new. He could be a dark horse, one of those Echo Alex type picks like Pogs had last season.
Definitely.
Now, Pogs, I want to ask you a little bit about your team that you have right now. Obviously, it's just 3 of you so far picked up besides yourself. What are you thinking about your Alfa Romeo team right now?
I think Jim is trying to win, right? I mean, I think he's being strategic. I think he has guys that he likes since, from the little bit I've talked to him. I know that he has some names in mind. And so as long as things keep going to plan for him, I think it's going to be a good team. Obviously, Jim and I just have to, get some points. We'll generally get some points. We probably won't win tier 4, but tier 1, we could win tier 1 with those 2 drivers. So, he'll have to take some chances, I think, with the other tiers, because some of the other tiers have been filled out. But if you can hit on a couple lottery tickets, I think we'll be in good shape.
All right. Well, hey, speaking of lottery ticket, let's see what Aston Martin has picked. Ma, do you want to show us Sugi's pick?
Yeah.
Let's do it right now. Did he get a lottery or did he get a bust? That's a lottery pick. That's Mr. Dutchman in tier 3. Snagged up. He has moved up a tier as well. So congrats to Dutchman for moving up a tier. Last season's champion. Good pick from Sugi. He was strong, especially at the end of that season. Though he did get caught up in a little bit of an incident at the very end. He was very strong all season long. Those of you guys that know a little bit about Dutchman, what are you guys thinking right now with that pick?
He's gonna fit right in tier 3.
You think so?
I raced in tier 3 for 3 seasons now. And I
You're
think
right.
he'll be perfect.
Yeah, I think so too.
Mid to top.
Yeah, he's gonna be tough. I expect him to be, pretty darn competitive. I think, right now the team that I'm pretty scared of when it comes to just like the general layout. I'm gonna be honest with you, Toby, you've gotten some really good draft picks so far. I'm definitely a little bit scared of that Aston Martin team right now. Actually, it looks pretty good. So that's a good pick from Sugi right there. Now we've got the Ferrari pick. You want to go ahead and show it, Mod?
Yeah, 35th pick is in.
Let's see what Yello Snowmen's got. And Yello Snowmen selects Mr. Epic, wins in tier 3. That's a good
pick.
grab.
Him and Ducati. Oh my goodness.
I know, dude. Right? Isn't this crazy that this is like what we're up against? Yeah, I know. Like, I'm coming down from tier 2 and I'm feeling pretty intimidated, if I'm being honest with you guys. So I'm excited to see how these guys are going to handle it. I think that Epic Ducati team is very, very, very strong. Now, I do also want to mention something. I'm noticing a little bit of a trend here in tier 3. This is just me doing a little bit of promo for our wonderful league members. Have you noticed that so many of them are streamers? We've already got quite a few content creators out of tier 3. So if you guys are looking for good POVs, look no farther than tier 3. Give the main commentary stream some love with Yello Snowmen, and then obviously check out your POVs from Dutchman, Epic Wins, myself. I know Ducati starts streaming as well. And we might have some more coming up soon too. Tolby, I know you also like streaming too on your off time, so you're looking like a pretty solid content creator tier, huh? Little shred.
We have the 36th pick in.
Oh, okay. 36th pick. Let's go ahead and show it.
With a message as well.
Yes, you're right. I'll go ahead and read the message off. That's a funny message. The pick is Braided Axe moving up into tier 1 with an I'm sorry attached to this one. Interesting why he decided to say sorry. Why do you think he was saying sorry for that one? Pogs, what do you think?
I think the constructor.
Did the constructor?
Probably.
Probably. Good chance of that one.
I'm pretty late to the party here, but I just noticed Bops is in tier 1.
Yeah.
He is. Bops and Braided.
Yep,
Wow.
Bops and Braided Axe. I know. It's crazy. Yep. I think they're both deserving, to move up personally.
Oh, definitely. But I was more expecting the top couple guys in tier 1 to move up. I mean, Bops was up there, but I thought he would be a great anchor in top of tier 2 there still for the season, but
I
clearly.
think Bops finished 3rd, right? Behind Braided and
Rebels.
Libs.
Yeah. I want to see you right.
So Libs is reserving. So it kind of made sense, right? You give some top guys a shot, and
Is Marcus not racing?
He's reserving.
he's reserving this season.
Oh,
Yep.
okay. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. That,
I'd be interested. I would have been really interested to see if because he would have obviously been somebody that moved up to tier 1. I've been really interested to see how early, late, or like what. I just wanted to see him compete there.
Yeah,
we will.
I
It'll
would
be
too,
next
100%.
season. A lot of guys, it's the last game. The last few weeks of a game cycle. Had a lot of guys that didn't sign up. I'm really happy to have a full 100 plus. There's more. We had to leave some guys out, so like I'm excited to have that many folks still racing and ready to go. But next season will be
even crazier
as well.
It's gonna be wild, yeah. Well, hey, speaking of
That's great because we have the 37th pick in.
Let's see who it is. It's one of my favorites. Let's show him up. He was my first pick last season. It's Mr. Junior Peridot, and I've got my tier 3 and tier 4 squad settled up. I am so freaking confident to have Junior as a team member.
I'm glad to have him back in tier 3.
Oh, dude, thank gosh, yeah. He absolutely belongs in tier 3. And he is going to be a very, very good teammate. There's few people in this world that I enjoy racing with more, if I'm being honest with you, than Junior Peridot. It's just the cleanest, most fun driving out there. And especially as a team member. Last season, I picked my team member as my last round pick, and I ended up getting an amazing pick with J-Joe. I got lucky. This season, I don't want to leave it up to chance. I decided, hey, I'm going to go ahead and grab a teammate early. So,
and another content creator.
Yep, another one to make a tier 3 content creator team.
That's another reason why I went with Pap Outs first. I wanted to go ahead and get my teammate locked in.
That makes sense. That's
it's
smart.
kind of funny that you have nobody in the top 2 tiers, and then AlphaTauri has nothing in the bottom 2 tiers.
Yep.
So it's just like the duality of man here going on.
Yep, that was my strategy last season as well, and I got a lot of flack for it. But I think it's still a smart strategy that I'm running right now. So I'm not too
The
worried
38th pick is in.
Okay, let's go ahead and check it out. Who it is? Go ahead and show him, Mod. This is Jay Webster's next pick. Semtex, your new teammate.
Yeah, I'm interested to see.
Oh, nice one. That is a really good pick. That's Turp Charles.
I like that.
That's really good. If I hadn't drafted my other 2, he was my third tier 4 pick. So, phenomenal pick for Turp Charles. Now, he's another one who's coming up from tier 5. Semtex, he's your new teammate. What do you think about that?
I think I saw him reserve in Bahrain for tier 4, I believe it was, and he was up at the front. He was just making mistakes, which cost him and put him at the back. But other than that, he's got the pace for tier 4, 100%. So I'm confident in that pick. I like that.
That's a good point. Now, I do see someone to say something. Host not being picked is a big surprise. Pogs, I don't know if you're answering that right now, but that's because Alan Toast is actually reserved this season.
Yeah, he was a wuss and didn't want to be a full-time driver this season, so
That's funny. Yeah, I do want to mention something. Emmy Jacobson puts in a really good point. You know who was the last pick last season? It was Gwenfro, and he's already been picked up a lot earlier, so I do want to give him some love. You know, I think he really showed that he deserved to be picked earlier, so good on him to have an amazing season last season. Speaking of which, though, Emmy Jacobson's got his pick in. You ready to go for it, Mon?
yes.
Let's
Let's
it out.
reveal 39th pick.
It's Benzo Slice in tier 3. That's a good one. That's a really good
Yeah,
one.
I like that.
Yep, that's smart. Notice MB Jacobson is the only team principal out there right now that has a driver in every single tier.
Yeah, I'm
MB
surprised
Jacobson.
not many more TPs went
And
for that strategy.
the only one without a teammate.
That is true. He is hedging bets. You know, I think that's definitely a smart strat. I see why he did it. But I'm interested. I'm quite surprised on this. Also,
yeah, I mean,
you go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I was going to say it is smart to have a strong driver guaranteed in every single tier, of course. The problem is, you know, it could potentially backfire later on if somebody else starts picking full team lineups, and then suddenly, you know, a team of 2 strong drivers and 1 strong driver, one who struggles a little more. I mean, that could make the biggest difference.
Yeah, that's true. Very good point. Now, somebody in chat said, I'm surprised that Dutchman hasn't been drafted. That's actually incorrect. Dutchman was drafted to the Aston Martin team in Tier 3. If you go ahead and check it out, it has TTV in front of it, but he was a move up from last season. Speaking of somebody moving around, you want to go ahead and show the next draft pick?
Yeah, the 40th pick is in.
Let's see
Please
this
don't be
one.
another drop down.
It just raged. Has picked up NCAP, dropped from Tier 2 to Tier 3. I am very excited to race against NCAP again. I love driving against NCAP. It's so fun. So
I think I want to be moved down to tier 4. I'm gonna start talking like Pete.
Yeah, I know, Toby. It's kind of wild how many people are getting dropped from Tier 2, right?
Tier 3 is getting super fast.
It's getting sweaty. It's getting pretty sweaty, huh? Now, I think
Becoming
the
the tier
reason
2
why...
last season.
Pogs, you can tell us a little bit. What were the new driver signups like? A lot of them were pretty fast, weren't they?
Yeah, you know, like, I'll be honest with you, there was more, there was higher end drivers, and then there was a lot of lower end drivers. So, you know, it compressed our normal field towards the middle is kind of what happened. So without giving away too much, just think of it that way. There was a lot of really good high end top, you know, tier 1 or tier 2 to tier 1 drivers. And then there was some, you know, tier 4, a lot of tier 5 drivers. So, yes.
Yep, it's shrunk it down. Hey, speaking of a shrink down, let's go ahead and check out who's going to Alfa Romeo's next. Let's go ahead and show them, Mott.
Mm-hmm. Round 5 underway. Pick 41.
And it's a tier 3 pick for Drunken Shamrock. Another drop down. Dolby.
That's a blistering team, man.
Yeah, dude. I'm scared of him. That's a really good one. I'm always neck and neck with Drunken Shamrock. Which is why I'm actually really stoked that he's down here with us.
Almost took NCAF to be my teammate instead of Pat.
that would have been a good one as well. Pat Pass was a great pick though. But yeah, Drunken Shamrock, him dropping down from tier 2. I'm sorry, I just had a little moment because my dang it, dude. My next pick was just stolen really good. He's a really good drop down. He's a really, really, really good drop down. I think it's gonna kick butt. In tier 3. Now let's go ahead and check out what MB Jacobson has picked for
Pick
his
42.
Show him up.
Pick 42.
What'd you say?
I said I like how it crushed you when you saw it.
Dude, man. Dang it. Oh, dude. That's a literal crusher. That's Speedy Goose. Taken up for tier 1. It's a phenomenal pick from MB Jacobson. A ridiculously good grab, and I'm really mad about it. Yeah, he's literally the definition. Again, he won the award for, you know, like there's a reason why he got the most improved award. He is absolutely the most slept on, you know, driver, I would argue, in the entire league. I don't understand why still.
And then him and Giants fan on the same team.
That's so good, dude. It's such a good team. He's consistently getting some solid points no matter what. He never misses. It's unreal. Yeah, so I'm jealous of that pick. That's a good one. That's a really good one. Looks like Websy's up next as well, and I'm wondering what he's gonna pick for your next teammate, Semtex.
I'm sure he's gonna go in the bottom half of the tier, seeing that he's left tier 1 this late. That it's pretty chalked out. I mean, there's still a lot of great drivers, I'm assuming, up in tier 1, but since the lower tiers are more open, the strategy would be to go down low for the most points.
Pick 43 is in.
All right, let's go ahead and show him. Oh, that's a good one. We got Zoso in tier 4. Great grab for the Alpines. You were saying he was going to go a little bit lower tiers. So, Jay Websy also not picking a tier 1 driver yet.
Yeah. See if you go there now.
He's going middle out. You know, I'm looking at my draft order board right now, and I'm debating whether or not I should just totally throw a wrench in what I thought I was going to do, and make a knee-jerk reaction pick right here.
Knee-jerk.
It's no. I gotta keep this. I gotta stay true to my draft board. My draft board's good, and my draft board's good for a reason. It's a great pick. Let's see who's going to go to the McLaren.
Pick 44 is in.
Let's show it up. Who's grabbing into McLaren? We got my friend B. Coles. Oh, okay, that's a good pick. I'm happy with that one. I'm very happy with that one. I was thinking about throwing my strategy out the window and just go straight to tier 1, but nope. I'm glad I didn't do that. Yeah, that was actually, fun fact. Did you guys know that my first season ever in tier 1, and consequently my only season in tier 1, my teammate was Beakles. Yes.
Oh, that was a great fact.
Yep.
But
so,
I'm happy to see Beakles still in tier 2. I got at least some familiar faces coming up here.
I know so far out of those in tier 2 that are returning. It's you, Gibbsy, Beakles, Boogs, J-Joe, Kermit, Calm City. So it seems like there's a lot of people that are new ones, but so far it's not too many. It's just MB Jacobson, Chili Willie, and George Sir all dropping down, which probably scares you, huh?
Yeah.
Now,
I gotta say
imagine being in tier 3.
Yeah, right. Look at how many drop downs there are in tier 3.
Yeah, I was gonna say the middle bottom half of tier 2, and I think the basically almost the entire tier 3 is gonna be so tight in time.
Yeah. Speaking of tier 3, I hope Williams next is gonna tier 3 driver, because they're the only team that hasn't gotten a tier 3 driver on their lineup yet.
We shall see if he does pick.
The 45th pick is in.
Let's go ahead and show him. And Williams has picked Sinon in tier 4 to fill out one of his unfilled tiers. He still has yet to pick a tier 3 guy, like you were saying, Mage. But yeah, Sinon is a good pick. That's a very good pick. As is the next pick as well. It's a pretty solid pick. I'm interested to see how Sinon is going to feel with a tier 4 grid with a lot of movement. He's coming back from last season, same spot, so let's see how he handles it up there.
Still no Sacco.
I know, right?
The 46th pick is in.
Gotcha. Let's go ahead and show
Ferrari.
him. And the Ferrari's next pick is none other than our favorite, Mr. Mod. Give us some claps. Let's go. Mod, back on the Ferrari. Your best luck ever. Now in tier 2. Gamer said Sacco now, but nope, still not Sacco yet. Mod, are you excited to probably have Sacco as your teammate?
We'll see how everything plays out. I'm kind of shocked that I'm back in Ferrari. I thought I was going to go somewhere else, but we'll make the most of it. I'm very intrigued to see how this season will go, because I've obviously moved down a tier, so I'm racing with different people, so I got to get, accustomed to who I'm racing with every week now, but we'll make the most of it and try to win again.
Yeah.
So Mod, you said you were gonna expect to go somewhere else. Did contracts fall through? Was money not right, or what?
No, I was a little surprised that Jacobson didn't take me as his teammate, but you know, I really thought I was gonna go to Haas, but you know, I don't know who would have really taken me, to be fair. So, you know, it's that nice feeling of I'm not in the driver's seat anymore. I get to kind of be excited to see who's gonna take me and such. So with enough of me, the 47th pick is in.
And Mod, you know exactly what to do on this one, don't you?
Yes.
Yes.
I do.
Okay, cool. Let's go ahead and show up what Sugi's next pick is. Good luck to the Aston Martin team, as they've got a returning member, but he's gone the opposite way. Tier 2's F1 AB Pete. Wow, dude.
Let's go, Pete.
Congratulations to Pete. Finally. Dude, honestly, he's been working so hard to move up the tiers, and I'm so excited for him. He's going to have an awesome time up there. I think he's going to really fit in just perfect.
Good stuff happens when you put in the work, man.
And I know how much he wanted to be a tier 2. I don't know if anybody's seen in chat how much he's been clamoring to be in tier 2 all off season. I'm really glad that we were able to give him that chance.
Yeah, I think he's going to really perform. You know, obviously, Semtex, he'll be up against you all season. So are you excited to see Pete in tier 2?
I'm pretty scared because I know we wanted to get him into tier 1, but there's just a lot of new guys.
It was a little bit tight up there, so.
Yeah, I'm pretty scared.
Yeah.
I hope for some good racing with him, though.
Yep. Pete says, it's my last season. It's guaranteed full-time, so I'll take it. Well, Pete, shall we go ahead and reveal where you're actually at? Let's go ahead and change up. Pete, where are you? We have been punking you. You are in tier 4, Mr. Pete. The arrow did not lie. Back where you would really like to be.
Chat, I'm glad people are very aware because they were like, so he has a down arrow next to his name.
Saw the arrow,
like,
dang it.
Yeah.
Oh man, that was good.
Ooh.
Oh, Pete's gonna be excited.
You get shit by these guys.
I wasn't 100% on the joke either. I just went with it. I had a hope that it was true. I was like, I just hoping I wasn't destroying this guy.
Yep, that's correct. Yep, Pete is actually down in tier 4.
That's like handing him a winner's trophy and then just taking it from him immediately after and just smashing it onto the ground.
Well, it's funny because Pete desperately does not want to be anything higher than tier 4, so he's where he wants to be, and you know what? Good for him. I'm excited. Also, Echo, I'm so excited to have you on the team, man. Let's win it, baby. You're gonna be able to destroy Pete this season, so good luck. Absolutely wrecking him. Hey, speaking of destruction, let's take a look at the next driver.
I just got destroyed.
Let's check it out. We got Dido in tier 4. Good pick for Mercedes.
That was my pick. That was my next pick. I
knew he was going to be on your list, Toby. I knew it. He is exactly what you were looking for in your team too, isn't he? Yep. Yeah, I'm starting to understand your
him and Andy would have been a good team.
Be very good team members. I'm starting to really understand kind of like what you're looking for in your team. And right. I like your strategy. It definitely has a shot at a win for sure. I think you guys are looking pretty strong right now. However, Toby, you have yet to pick a tier 1 team member as well. You, me, and Jay Websey have yet to grab a tier 1 driver.
Well, my thinking on that was last season, I think the lower tiers had more of the higher point scores compared to the higher tiers, minus tier 2.
Correct. Tier 2 is an anomaly, but you know that's because Pogs fixed it and decided to put his teammate that was definitely not deserving to be there. Yeah,
right,
absolutely. Yeah, Pogs. So tell us about that cheating that you did last season. How'd that feel to win? Yeah, very legit.
Just a little insider info.
Listen, it felt great. I would do it again in a heartbeat. And I secretly, one of the new guys in tier 5 is actually Marcus Libs under a different pseudonym. You guys will find out.
That makes so much more sense.
Coming up here shortly.
I'm sorry, this is taking me a second.
No worries. You gotta make the right call. Now that being said, I'm thinking, obviously we're in Tolby's ear, so you can hear us, but I'm thinking he's gonna go left field. He's gonna grab a tier 5 driver to complete his grid. That's my guess. Semtex, what are you thinking?
Wouldn't be a bad idea.
I have no idea where he's going to go, but someone I wanted to point out is Bobs with no tier 3 driver. He's pretty much 2 picks away, or is it Yeah, I think 2 picks away, and he just gets his 2 drivers. So at this point, I don't think he even goes for anyone in tier 3.
You don't think bots will even try anybody at tier 3?
I mean, at this point, I wouldn't, because he's like two more teams pick a tier 3 driver, and he's got his 2 sets, so he can just leave those to last, and then
that's a
get
fair
other
point.
picks in the way.
I'll tell you who I'm worried about is Ferrari grabbing Sacco. There's a lot of guys that need tier 2 drivers coming on the way back.
Yeah.
I think he may have just been messing with fire for too long. So
Yeah,
we'll
I
see
think
what
so as well. I think he's burnt himself here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, hey,
he might have been on the edge too far.
that's a good point.
Hey,
Well,
maybe Tolby goes Sacco.
Let's see if Tolby does. Let's go ahead and check it out, huh? Let's show it up. Tolby does not pick Sacco. He picks Lollytops down in tier 4, and that also makes 1000% sense. Lollytops, in his first season with Moose Racing League, I believe he was a Red Bull. Am I correct, Pogs?
I think so.
He wasn't with me last season, but he may have been.
It would have been 2 seasons ago.
The first season.
Yes.
Yeah, he was Red Bull.
Season 4.
Yep, 3 seasons ago. Yeah, so Lollytops back in the Red Bull. He had good luck in that Red Bull. It may have been a Wrecking Bull instead of a Red Bull sometimes, but at the same time, he did have a good luck in the Red Bull sometimes. And I'm excited to see what he's got. This is very interesting. Echo is saying this grid is so much different than what I remember. Well, that's what happens when you're gone for a couple seasons. The grid has shifted quite a bit. Now, for us that get to see this grid, shift as a living, breathing organism effectively, those who have been picked right now, of the new people, those with the stars, who do you see as the biggest hopeful? Semtex, what are you thinking?
Like the person that has the best chance at winning,
Yes.
like a championship, is that what you're going for?
Yep.
I don't know. I think Chile might be a good one to look at. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe Chile I'll go with.
What about those with just stars next to their names? That's Miniko, Estenba, Ghostly.
I actually have high hopes for Ghostly.
You do?
Yeah, I mean, like I said before, he's got really good pace when disaster or God himself strikes him down. I don't know. When he doesn't have that disaster luck, he is wicked fast, very clean, very consistent.
Yeah. No, I've seen him drive before too. He's quick. I mean, obviously a lot of the other FRL guys give him a lot of crap, but I think when he's putting it down, he's really putting it down. I agree. So I see good stuff coming from Ghostly now. We're about to finish up our 5th round here. In our 5th round, it's going to be an interesting pick from Com. You want to go ahead and show it, Mod?
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and show it. Final 5th round pick here for Moose Racing League Season 7 goes to Com, and it's Vinsexy, which I believe is how you pronounce that, which makes it, in my opinion, the second best name in all of Moose Racing League right now. Good pick from Com. Also still just going down the order.
Yeah, full top down with them.
I'd also like to add on that there are only 4 tier 3 drivers left available.
Yep,
yeah, that's what I was mentioning earlier. With Bumps not having either.
Vinsexy's grabbed a good was a good grab right there. So you want to go ahead and show AlphaTauri's second pick as well?
Yeah, the 6th round's underway and the 51st pick is in.
Now I see this guy in chat before too, so let's show him up. Go ahead and give him some love. It's the next pick for AlphaTauri, Mr. Sniper in tier 4. All righty. I know he was excited. He said he was going to get last round picked. That does not happen, good sir. Heck yeah. Well done for Sniper. He's in it. Tolby, you're back on the hot seat, but before we get into that, we've got 2 brand new drivers getting picked for AlphaTauri. And Pogs, you have a lot of experience in that world of picking brand new drivers. What do you think about Comstrats on that one?
I really like just on some of the time trial data I've seen. I like his Vinsexy pick. I think that guy could be, if his time trials hold to racing, could be, that's a lottery ticket.
Yeah.
If we talk about lottery tickets, that could be a top 5 driver, right? Sniper, tier 4 has a lot of good, solid driving. I don't think anybody in tier 4 is going to run away with anything this season. If I were to take a look at the grid, if I were drafting, I may But he had pretty much. I may have taken a tier 5 driver and waited out the tier 4 drivers if I were in his spot. But
he has a little bit more to pick from in the tier 5 right now.
52nd pick is in.
Okay,
we're over halfway.
Let's see who goes to Red Bull. Go ahead and show it up. And it's Sako like Taco not going to Ferrari. He got stolen.
I saw it coming.
Oh, man. Good pick from Tolby. That's a really good pick. Way to snag. I'm sure Sako will love being in the Red Bull team.
My bad. My mic was muted.
No worries.
Yellow isn't happy about it in the principal chat.
I mean, he had his chance though, right?
I mean, he's had like
many chances.
Like six, right?
He gave such a glowing speech about Sako in the meeting the other
He convinced me, man.
He did.
He hyped him up too much. Like people were
maybe
too hyped.
he's an insider man, just getting info for his team.
I like it. Yeah, he's not stoked right now. I saw the GIF that he posted. That's a good steal. That's a really good steal. Really good steal. Oh, wow.
Jordan has put in his 53rd pick.
Let's see where Jordan goes. Go ahead and show him up. Okay. Jordan has grabbed a Kayla in tier 2. All right. I like that pick. I like that pick a lot. That's a good one right there.
Yeah, it's nice to see Fnatic move up a tier, you know?
That's funny. That was really clever. Actually, really clever. Though, for those of you guys that are maybe going to get confused by that, that is not Fnatic. That's a brand new driver, but that's funny. Kayla, if you're watching right now, we miss you already that you're not full-timing this season. Big Sag.
Right.
Kayla, brand new driver for the league, and a bit of a lottery ticket again for Jordan. I like his style. Doing something a little bit out of the ordinary, so I'm excited to see how that works out for him. Now we got the hot seat going to the Aston Martin, and or sorry, not the Aston Martin. Wait, you messed that one up, Mod. Mercedes got somebody else, another A name.
Okay,
Whoops.
well.
Whoopsies. We're going to go ahead and reveal this one. Let's switch it. We're going to roll it back one. Let's go ahead and roll it back one time. Okay, I'm so sorry, but you have been replaced.
Damn it.
By somebody else. It's been...
Wait for it.
ASAP! Another new driver, though. Oh, man. So sorry, Akela. Akela not racing for Mercedes, but Akela is racing for Aston Martin. What a turn of events. So he was still drafted right there, but just not to Mercedes. It was to Aston Martin. Whoopsies.
That must have been a roller coaster of emotions right there for a moment.
Yeah, exactly right. ASAP and Akela. Well, Akela really just like, what the heck is happening to us right now? Oh man, that's funny. Well, hey, now we're up to Yello Snowmen, and Yello Snowmen has either a tier 2 driver to pick from, 2 tier 5s, or tier 4. Only
the pick
4 people to pick
is
from.
in.
All right, let's see who he goes for. Let's show it up, man. Yello Snowmen picking somebody that I think is a smart pick. It's Mr. JBTC in tier 2. That's a good pick.
I almost did that instead of Sako. I just thought Sako would be funnier.
It was very funny. That was a very good pick. And I think JB is going to be pretty competitive up there in tier 2. He was also one of Snowman's teammates last season. One of Snowman's draft picks last season as well. So goes back home. That's he. Now, speaking of back home, home is where the Williams is at, and that's for Bops. What is Bops going to pick for his next one?
Yeah, the pick is in.
The pick is in. Okay, let's go ahead and show it.
56 pick is in.
4 or 5
I don't think he's. He's just going to take the last 2 out of tier 3.
You're wrong.
no.
It's Whiffles in tier 3.
Oh,
Wow. Okay. Interesting pick from Bops. Interesting.
so Whipples
pick.
has to have a better season this year than he did last year.
Yes,
Because
yes,
he
yes,
got
yes, yes.
really unlucky last year.
Yeah,
all
a lot of bad luck. I must agree. You know, gosh, dude, I am.
And speed wise, he's up there.
He definitely is, and this is the first time that I'm really not certain about my pick so far this draft. Man, because I just have I've got a tier 2 to pick from, as well as 2 tier 1s and a tier 5.
Close your eyes and pick a name.
What's up?
Close your eyes and pick a name.
Well, I know, right? It's like spin a picker wheel right now. I'm thinking about. I think it's a good pick. Let's do it. Okay. My pick is in. Let's see if this ends up being a good pick. You want to go ahead and show it, Mod?
Mm-hmm.
All right. The next pick of the draft for McLaren is none other than Tier 5's Pool Town. We have completed the Tier 5 right there.
Good pick.
All righty. I think that was a good pick as well. He's dropped down from Tier 4.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. I was going to say.
Yep.
That's a good pick.
Yep. He is in my top 10 overalls, actually. So far in my overalls, I've gotten... Wow. I've gotten all of them in my top 10 overalls. I've been pretty lucky. So, yeah, I'm excited for this one. I think it's going to be a good pick right there in Tier 5. I'm excited to see what Websy's going to do to respond, though, because, he's got a pretty solid team right now. I think Websy is going to be a pretty dangerous contender. Right now, the team I'm most scared of, it's a hard mix between Red Bull and Haas right now. Pogs, who are you the most scared of right now as a team? Now that we've gotten a little farther through.
I think that some reason I'm kind of feeling AlphaTauri a little bit looking at it. I like what Yellow's done despite not having Sacco. To be honest with you, I think he's done a really good job. Yeah, those are probably the two that are standing out to me right now. Yeah.
Also, somebody else jumped in here and said no one has picked Toast yet. Toast is not racing this season. He is going to reserve actually this season. So just to see that.
You need to put a sign up at this point.
No, we do, don't we?
The 58th pick is in.
Let's go ahead and show it, man. This makes sense. That's a great pick from Alpine. It's Gamer in Tier 1. Gamer has had
bring my boy home.
Yes. Gamer's had some bit of a tough luck the last few seasons. Is this the season for his luck to change around as well? So far, Jay Websy has picked 2 of the historically most unlucky drivers in Moose Racing League. Interesting strat. Semtex says they are your teammates now. What are you thinking?
We're here to turn that luck around, I think. But I'll be interested to see. I know Gamer's been trying to get on wheel, so I'm guessing he's still on controller, staying up in the Tier 1. So I'll see where that takes him, going between controller and wheel.
Yeah, I'm excited to see that too. I think whenever drivers make that transition from controller to wheel, I think it could work out really great for them. Jet Websy says if I was worried, I wouldn't have chosen them. I like his style. That's very confident for a team principal. Good. I like that. I like that a lot. Now,
there's definitely a learning period when you go to wheel, though.
Yes.
Like when I
big time.
first went on wheel, I definitely struggled for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like you start off pretty good without the wheel, and then you get the wheel. There's just a noticeable dip in form, but then you rise way higher than you normally would.
Yeah.
Exactly. 59th pick is in.
All right. Let's go ahead and see who's going to go to the Haas. Could be any tier except for Tier 1. And it looks like... Oh, is that AWFK? Oh, that's a grab and a half for Tier 2. Nice slot in for Mr. Envy Jacobson. Grabs AWFK. That's a really good pick. Dang it, he was next on my list. Good grab from him. So now we're up to Jim Just Raged. And Pogs, if you were in Jim Just Raged's ear right now, who would you be telling him to pick?
Funny enough, that might be what's happening right now.
Interesting, huh? Is this a 2-team principal team over here? Or is it just one? What's going on?
No, I think he's pretty confident on one pick, and I think he's very unconfident about it. There's a lot of choices, so he just doesn't know. So I think Yeah, that's what kind of ways trying to work out between, I think.
That makes sense. That makes total
I think
sense.
if you look at the draft board right now, it's gotten the decisions are
And
definitely getting harder.
Yeah.
With
They
that
already
being
are.
said, the 60th pick is in.
Let's go ahead and see who grabs. Won't be tier 1. It's going to be tier 2 or tier 5. And it's the tier 2 Land Sharky, a reserve, brand new driver here to Moose Racing League. Oh, good grab from Alfa Romeo. Pogs, was that your idea?
I was high on him. I don't know anything about him, so
Okay.
this was my
Sure you don't.
lottery pick.
So he's got insider info.
Sure you don't.
He
Yep,
might
sure you
he
don't.
probably will score 200 points. No, I mean, so like these guys had the same, they had their time trials, they had, whatever, all the data. I don't know too much about him other than his time trials kind of jumped off the page for that tier. Kind of along the same lines of like an ASAP FFX.
Yeah.
Like those are two guys that I thought, their time trial pace jumped off. I know that we were interested in some old timers earlier in the draft, but for tier 2, but we decided to take like that back class there. So like when he was talking through it, it's like Jim just doesn't want any problems, like that's Jim's strategy. He just doesn't want guys that are going to cause him headaches in the steward's room.
That makes sense. That totally makes sense. Now, I think that was a good time for us to take some inventory on who we've got left for the tier. So tier 1, who all do we have left? We've got Wylad, Stig. Actually, just kidding. I can't talk about the tiers of who we got left. I just realized that as of going to
Well, you
those.
can talk about how many slots were made.
We've got 6 slots for tier 1. Tier 2, we got 1, 2 slots left. Wow. Again, picked up quick. Tier 3, only 3 slots left. Tier 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 slots left. We may as well take a slot actually out for tier 3 because I may as well just forfeit the league from that stupid mistake right there. So I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here and just forfeit my position. No, we only got 3 slots in tier 3, 5 for tier 4.
Round 7 is underway.
Tier 5's got no love.
61st pick is in.
Let's see who it is.
Yeah,
Go
tier
ahead and show
5
it
still
up.
wide open.
Show it up. Okay. All right. I see you. Smart move. That's bouncy for tier 5. I like that. He's been picked up by Alfa Romeo. So now no more. That's bouncy. Dropping down a tier, actually. So
I think
that
he'll be
being said,
rapid down there.
he could be. He could absolutely smack the field right now.
Yeah, he had a lot of hype last season, and I know it didn't quite pan out for him.
Yeah.
But Jim messaged me, Jim, I think, likes these guys that are dropping back, obviously, in class. Like that's
I see that,
looks
yeah.
like that's kind of been his draft strategy. Different from mine of with the lottery ticket strategies. It might pay off, right? It's kind of known quantities. It's kind of that they should compete near the top. So good for Jim.
That's a good point. Well, hey, now it's time for us to stop hyping up Jim and start talking about MB Jacobson. You want to show us the draft pick for the next one?
Mm-hmm.
Let's show it up. Where will MB Jacobson draft his next draft pick? It's tier 5 with Mr. Matt. Good pick for that one. If I didn't already have a team right there, he was next on my list. Nice one for Matt. So MB Jacobson.
I was just looking in between him and a couple others in tier 5 also.
Yep. That's it's gonna be interesting. Now that we're on Jay Webster, he is one of 4 team principals yet to pick a tier 5 driver, and tier 5 and tier 1 are the only teams or the only tiers in which that some team principals have yet to pick at least one driver. Tier 5, Jay Webster, Yello Snowmen, Sugi, and Calm all have not picked somebody, and tier 1 it's myself and Toll who have yet to pick somebody. So
I think Webster's got to look for 2 lotto tickets here in tier 5.
you think so?
I think well, from my knowledge of what I've seen on the board, a lot of the big names in tier 5 have been scooped up.
Yeah. Haas tier 5 looks pretty solid. I think it's a pretty solid grab. Obviously, I'm pretty certain that my tier 5 grab is really good as well. And so we're the only 2 teams right now that have a full tier 5 grid. So you're right. I think it's about time to look for lottery tickets. and see what they can find. I'm interested to see what he picks. Mod, you want to go ahead and show it up?
Yeah, 63rd pick is in.
Gotcha. Let's go ahead and show him. And we've got Mr. Michigan fan to tier 5. All righty there. Okay. I like that one.
That's actually a great name. I forgot about that one.
Yeah, Michigan fan's a really good pickup.
Yeah, I don't remember who said it, but someone said tier 5 is really open, and I think everybody took notice, and so they're filling those slots now.
Yep.
I should have just kept my mouth shut.
I know, right, Toby? You gotta ruin it for yourself. Well, let's see what McLaren's looking like for their next draft pick. I've only got a tier 1 or a tier 2 slot left to go. I got 2 tier 1s.
64th
Yeah,
pick is
you
in.
got tier 5 covered.
Yeah, I got tier 5 covered. Let's go ahead and show it up, Mod.
Oh, damn it.
Oops. No worries. It's a tier 1 driver, Mr. Wylad as well. I am stoked for this one because he was quite exceptional, in my opinion, in that rookie race. Or in that, that rookie race. Tolby, you watched that rookie race, didn't you?
I watched,
drove in it?
Like, I think
You
the
watched it.
last couple laps of it. I didn't
Yep.
watch all of it.
And that being said, what did you think about Wylad?
Very quick.
Yes. Yeah, I thought he was a really good one.
Quick.
I'm
I mean,
excited.
of course, he's tier 1. Of course, he's fast, but
Yep.
The
excited.
65th pick is in.
Let's go ahead and show it up. Okay, Bobs. He grabs another tier 5er, Mr. Konzi. All righty. And Tolby, are we starting to regret talking a little bit too much game about tier 5 right now?
I am.
And speaking of which, Yello Snowmen's either going to pick tier 4 or tier 5 next, and I have a feeling I know which one he's going to pick.
Tier 5.
You're pretty certain it's going to be tier 5. It might be tier 4. He could take the calm strategy as well and just go down, down the grid. So could be a style.
Oh, Lord. Wow.
Yeah, we shall see. This will be interesting. I'm honestly really excited to see Wylad. Wylad, he got a lot of hype on the final season, or the final race of the season as well. He did do a reserve race as well, so I think he's worth all the hype as well. In tier 1. So yeah, I'm excited to see what he's got right here. I expect him to do pretty well. If I recall correctly, he who did he reserve for? He reserved for me. Yeah, I remember he did well. He reserved for me in Imola, and he got himself 9th place. So it'll be his second time here with me, and this time for a full season instead of just for a single race. So we shall see how Wylad handles the pressure of being on a team. Now we're up on Yello Snowmen. He's typing in his call right now.
Which tier do you think is going to run out of driver availability first?
That's a great question. I think... Oh, that's a really good question.
Now, I say it a little too late. I say it a little too late because tier 2 has 2 left and tier 3 has 3. However, that could never be the case. So that's why I bring the question up.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
I think tier 3 is actually going to get run out first. I think tier 2, the last 2 guys for tier 2, it's going to be a long time till they get picked.
I actually fully agree with you. I was going to say it's going to be a while before those last 2 of tier 2 get picked. It seems the team principals right now are focused entirely on tier 5 and filling out those last tier 1 slots.
And the 66th pick is in.
Let's go ahead and show it up. Where does Yello Snowmen take his next pick? He takes it down to the bottom of the grid to MRKMOU, Mr. Kamau. That's a good pick, in my opinion. He was a very, very, very well-improved driver from last season, from the start of the season to how it finished. He was one of the top 2 nominated people for most improved last season.
And
so,
only tier 5 driver to race in tier 3 to come away with points as well.
That's true. Yep, that's a good point, Mod. That was genius reserve for you on that one.
Yeah.
That's big brain.
It's kind of exciting to see him back on the Ferrari team again.
Yeah.
We'll see how it works.
About grabbing him,
he looks good, Brad.
When he did reserve in tier 3, he made a couple questionable moves on me. Like, yeah, I kind of got spun a couple times by somebody, but
That's why. That makes sense.
Yeah,
But hey, he did still come away with points.
he did.
He did. Well, you want to check out the next one?
Yeah, 67th pick is in.
Aston Martin, where are they going? 67th pick of the draft. He's also going to tier 5. It's Mr. Arthur, a move down from tier 4. That's a big one. That's a very big one. Okay. And now, Tolby, your options are slimming out real quickly. At the beginning of this round, you had 5 more options than you do now. So that being said, you're up not quite this round, but the round afterwards. I wonder who you're going for. But now I think it's time for us to focus on Jordan. And I see Jordan has already put his pick in, hasn't he?
The 68th pick is in.
Let's check it out. Who's Jordan going to go with? Jordan's gone Diego de Savage. Okay. All right. I am a fan of that one.
That could be a tier 5 winner, or he could be have 10 penalty points by week 3. So that's a headache, but that's also could be a league winner.
Yes.
So in the 8th or 9th round here, it's a good pick.
Mm-hmm.
We're in the
he's
7th
tier
round, by
4,
the
not
way.
tier 5. But yeah, we're on the 7th round. Yeah. Isn't that crazy, right?
All right. Yeah.
We're about to finish out the 7th round. Don't you worry.
And the 69th pick is in.
Let's go ahead and check it out. Where does Tolby go? Is he going to go to the bottom or the top? The best pick of the year. It's the 69th pick, as you said, Mr. NSG Welshie. That's a good pick.
We need an
Nice
award
pick.
for that.
Yep. And that also makes sense. Again, your strategy, it's really making sense to me. And I think I like what you're thinking right now, Tolby.
I was watching him with Aston a lot in tier 5 last season, and he was pretty consistent there with Midnight.
Yeah. I think it's gonna be a good one in there. Now, Welsh, if I recall correctly, he placed like 7th or so in championships for tier 5. So he's coming back to the same tier, so I think he's got a good shot. But yeah, we shall see. It'll be interesting. I know Fatweed is very good friends with Welshie, so and Welshie's been in my chat so many times. He's a good guy, so it'll be fun to see him go and put it down on track this season. Whenever you're ready for it, Mod. It looks like we got another pick.
Yep.
Let's go ahead and show the first
70th pick is in.
Let's go ahead and show him. AlphaTauri picks. Tier 5 spits the G. Okay, another brand new driver. All right. I like it. And now he's going to get another pick. It's either tier 4 or tier 5. We're down to the final 2 rounds here of the draft here, everybody. So, being the fact that it's final 2 rounds, Pogs, what are you thinking for Com? Where do you think he's going to go? Tier 5 or tier 4?
I would still. That's tough because there's 4 drivers left in tier 4. There's still quite a few left in tier 5, but he's going to have the last pick. If I were him, I would go tier 5 because that way it wouldn't end up with somebody that was like, Baja Ben Pace or something that can't compete or a Woozy Emu.
Shots fired.
So that's what I would do if I was in his shoes.
Makes sense. Well, speaking of which, you want to see what he does?
The 8th round is underway.
Let's show it.
71st pick is in.
Where's he going? It looks like Pogs. He listened to you. He picks Knight. 1720. Another brand new driver to the AlphaTauri squad. Now that completes so far, except for one more pick he's got for tier 4. But as of right now, he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 brand new drivers to the league. Does Com. So Com taking the strategy of Pogs from last season. Interesting. Going full lottery
Big gamble.
tickets. Big gambles, right, Mage?
Yeah, absolutely. Ironic since we're going to Vegas this year.
That's a good point. You're right. We are going to Vegas this year for the Real Championship, which I'm super excited for in the next game as well. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm not excited for it for the time, considering, like Australia, it's going to be 1 in the morning on the East Coast.
Yep.
So that's going to suck.
Yep, it'll be a little late. But that's all right. They all can deal with it a little bit. Well, hey, let's go ahead and check out the next one. Looks like it's Tolby. It's your pick, and
Yeah.
I'm wondering which tier you're going to pick from.
Pick is in.
Which tier do you think we're going to see Tolby pick from?
Yeah.
I'm guessing.
I don't know.
I'm thinking tier 1. I'm thinking tier 1.
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe tier 1.
Oh,
Yeah, good shot. Well, hey, let's go ahead and show him up, Mod. Let's check it out. Colby has converted a Mercedes driver over to Red Bull. It's Gary, 5,000. And that's a really good pick, honestly. I was going to be grabbing him next, so I'm a little mad at you, but that's all right. Good pick.
The problem with choosing the tier 1 guys is I go to bed so late on Sunday, or so early on Sunday, because I get up early Monday morning. So I was never up late enough to watch.
That makes sense. So it's kind of hard for you to see them. That makes sense.
And you know he's going to show up, right?
Yes.
And that if you're going to bed, you know you can just call the night and forget it, and your tier 1 guy will just be there, and you won't have any problems. Because he's there every week, right?
Yeah.
So.
Now, he is a tier 2 champion from 2 seasons ago, and so he also has the championship blood in him. So I'm wondering if he can really pick it up a notch this season and fight for that championship in tier 1. So I'm excited to see how he handles the pressure of an even tougher competition now this season. It looks like they're on
the 73rd pick is in.
Let's check him out. Go ahead and show him. As we're on the second to last round here of the draft, and we got Corny Table in tier 5 completing Jordan's tier 5 grid. All right, another one brand new. Okay, I like that pick. Corny Table, another untried and true driver. Pogs, what are you thinking about Corny Table?
I don't know much about him. I keep getting him confused. Him and Kanzi. I don't. Which one was in the rookie race?
I want to say it was Corny.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
His times look good though.
I also get them confused
he looks like he could be competitive. So.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I'm excited to see it. Well, hey, let's go ahead and check out what Aston Martin's gonna pick. You want to show him?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Let's reveal the 74th pick. Oh my God.
It's Homer right there in tier 5. Another good one. That is a solid pick right there. So Homer has now grabbed himself a seat, and he's in the Aston Martin this time around. All righty. And that's that completes Aston Martin's tier 5 campaign as well. So now Aston Martin's only going to grab a tier 3 driver, and they will get, mathematically speaking, the last tier 3 driver, no matter what.
Yeah, they don't have a say in the matter, I don't think, at this point.
Yep, and Jordan will get the second last tier 1 driver, and Toby will get the last tier 1 driver. As of right now, it looks like Con will get the last tier 4 driver. And Yello Snowmen, I wonder where he's going to go. Is he going to go tier 4, tier 5? You want to check it out?
Yeah, the 75th pick is in.
Let's show it up. Oh boy. We go to tier 4 for Night Ninja. Alrighty. That's a good one. Returning. It's a solid one right there. That is a solid one. I think that's a smart pick, especially like, this far down in the draft. It's interesting to see, what strategies people are picking right now. So I think that's smart for him. Never on bots.
Yeah, and he also gets last tier 5 pick.
You're right.
It's like
he does. Yep. So I'm not sure exactly who he's going to pick as the last tier 5 pick. But he's just kind of it's a forced draft at this point, whoever's left for him. So as of right now, we have 3 team principals with forced picks. Com, Tolby, and Yello Snowmen are forced picks. Oh, sorry, 4 of the drivers. Tier 1, Tier 4, Tier 3, and Tier 5 are all forced picks right now for Yello Snowmen, Sugi, Tolby, and Com. Interesting. So I wonder if Tolby is going to get his Tier 1 hopeful snatched up in the next 2 people that are available. Ma, do you want to show the next one?
Yeah, let's go ahead and show this 76 pick.
Let's go ahead and show it up. Williams has picked Quick Tongue in Tier 4 and will now get the second to last Tier 3 pick. Okay. All right. I think that's smart. Quick Tongue, in Tier 4 last season, he was decently consistent when he would show up and put it down. So, Pogs, you're gonna be racing against Quick Tongue this season. What are you looking for in his in that Tier 4 group right now? Who are you most scared of in that Tier 4 group?
In the Tier 4 group, so the most confusing driver in Tier 4 for me is definitely Zozo, who had like 8 points on the season, but 5 pulls. So that's kind of wild to me, or something like nuts like that. I'm interested in, racing against my teammate from last season with Echo. That's really interesting for me. And then, I do have some comfort level with Rage Quit down there with me. So like it's going to be a really close season for Tier 4. I think
Tier 4 is really tight. Really tight.
Yeah, I just don't think anybody's going to run away with that tier. I think it's going to be kind of a bloodbath all season.
I agree. I actually need to do one quick thing. I need to look at one little standing thing just in case. Wow, that does not help my decision at all. Looking at this. Man. Yeah, let's do it. I think I know who I'm gonna pick. Let's go ahead and let's do this crazy pick. This is a little bit wild. I'm comfy with this one.
Come on. 77th pick. And it is in.
All right. Let's see where this one goes. Go ahead and show it up, Mod. McLaren picks Mr. Rich Sebi in Tier 1. And I have forced myself to have the last Tier 2 pick.
Again.
Alrighty. I do have the last Tier 2 pick a second season in a row. Yep.
To be fair though, Pun, the last 2 Tier 2 picks are really good.
I know. That's why I did it.
Jim, obviously Jim's going to have to take one of those next. One of those guys next. They're both really good. So you can't you're going to be in really great shape regardless of whoever Jim leaves you there, to be honest.
I agree. And I think Sebi's going to be a really awesome pick. When I first saw him jump in the league, the smoke rolling. That dude was an absolute freak. He was so fast. And obviously the competition's got crazy, so I think he's gotten a little bit outpaced on a couple of the, maybe the top 5 guys. But if this dude is not top 10, something goes wrong, so
yeah, he's a very reliable driver.
Yes. Absolutely. I'm really excited for him as a driver. And yes, Sebi, love you too, buddy. I'm happy that you're in the team, man. Welcome to McLaren. Alrighty, Alpine. I wonder where they're gonna pick. Let's see what he's got right now. He's only got
the 78th pick is in.
Okay. Let's go ahead and show him up. And we've got Mr. King Kirk in Tier 1.
Oh, that's a steal.
That's a good one. That was a really good one. He was the other one that I was thinking of for the Tier 1 grab. So that's 2 of the last 4 Tier 1 guys stolen right there. So now Toby is looking at those 2 picks and he's just shaking his fist right now. I'm sure. Those are some good ones, huh, Toby?
Yeah, neither one of them are bad. I'm not going to be upset either way.
That's fair. Semtex, what were you going to say?
Something I'm excited for is seeing a full Tier 5 grid. We only had about 16 drivers on average, or probably less than that last season, and now we got 20 full picks. Hopefully, majority of them show up, and we get some more racing going on, because a lot of the time we got pretty spread midway into the race, but it hopefully will be better this time around.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good reserves too. We have a bunch of reserves lined up.
The reserve grid is nice.
It's huge.
Yeah, and full-time grid that want the waiting list is also filled out.
Yeah, big time. Yep.
The 79th pick is in.
Let's show it up. Go ahead and click them. And we are going with Tier 4's JTB Drippin' to the Haas team. Okay. Alrighty. That's a good one. I like that one.
I'm surprised he went that late.
Yeah, me too, honestly. He was a move up from Tier 5. I think that's probably why he maybe was a little bit of a skeptical pick for some people, but that's a really good pick for MB Jacobson. I think he's going to do some really good work for MB. If you notice, Tier 4 are both move ups for him. Just like me, he and I both picked drivers that moved up. to grab into tier 4. So, yeah, that was my strats as well.
The 80th and last pick of round 8 is in.
Let's do it. Go ahead and show them up. And we've got Mr. Van Send It in tier 5. He's going to send it in the Alfa Romeo. He is a brand new full-timer. Excited to see him hit it, man. This is going to be a fun one for him. Pogs, your new teammate. What are you thinking?
Yeah, I mean, so Van Send It back in season 2 came in the league with Jim. That was Jim's like friend. They came in together from another league, and Jim just never left. I haven't talked to him in a while or whatever. I've seen it. I see if he's got any pace left. I think like Jim didn't make any homer picks except for this one, and it fell to him. It's a great spot in tier 5, I think.
That's a good point.
Well,
now we're on the final round, and who's going to be the first?
Final round.
I wonder who's going to be the first pick of the final round. You want to show it?
Yeah.
Let's
pick
check it out.
81.
Let's roll it. We only have 2 tier 2s. 1, 2, 3 tier 3s, 1 tier 4, and 2 tier 5s. And it's Mr. Echo completing the first team for Jim Just Rage in the AlphaTauri. Echo, welcome back to Moose Racing League. You're an AlphaTauri tier 2 driver. Good luck. Days, no, it's actually pick 81 because 10 of the picks were already taken up. So that was pick 81 right there. Wow. There we go. Echo finally getting picked up. He's a good one for tier 2. He's had some questionable results in some of the past races that he was here, but at the same time, when he's on it, he's on it. So I'm excited to see. We shall see how he does. Now we're on to MB Jacobson in the Haas, and he only can pick one of the 3 remaining tier 3 drivers. So that being said, his choice is, in my opinion, pretty crucial at this point to get this one right, because he only got 3 to pick from. Mage, you're coming in here with a lot of these drivers looking brand new, and the grids are almost entirely filled out at this point. Who are you looking at and saying, like, that guy, that team principal just killed it? They've done an amazing job.
Well, it's maybe a little bit of bias for me. I think Aston Martin is going to be underestimated this season. I think the entire team is going to be a bit of a dark horse. Now, winning this season, I'm not certain, but I think they're going to be a force to be reckoned with.
Ah, okay. I see that. Why do you say that? Which of those drivers specifically are you like, ooh, that one?
Sugi is a good driver. JJo is when he's on it. Like somebody else mentioned before, he's similar to Kermit, but on a lesser scale, and that's not a bad thing by any means. And I do think that they have a pretty strong lineup across the board.
Yep, that's true. And they also do have a tier 4 champ, as Dutchman, is quick to point out. He's a good one. So speaking of tier 4, let's go ahead and see what MB Jacobson picks. Want to show it?
So hold on, we had a little error. So Jacobson put JT in the wrong tier. So JT is a tier 3 pick. So
whoops.
Jacobson is now selecting his last pick, which is a tier 4 driver.
Yes. Okay. Gotcha. And it still works out though, because he was supposed to be tier 3 anyway. So no worries.
And it didn't matter.
Cool. Perfect. Let's go ahead and show it up. Whoopsies. That didn't happen, guys. Don't worry about it. It's the next complete team, and it is to Striker in tier 4. Alrighty. There we go. All right. Oh, yeah. Mage, by the way, Pat says, don't forget me. I am also an Aston Martin, but wow.
I intentionally omitted him.
Leaving out a skill commentator. I like the style. That's funny. Well, now, hey, Jay Websey has one of 2 tier 5 drivers to pick from now. I wonder who he's going to go with. He's got an important choice to make here. There's only 2 left. He's got to make it right. Another 2 left. I have one that I would personally pick. I'm wondering if he picks the one I'm thinking of.
Can you tell him so he gets it right?
No, not at all. Not at all. All right, let's go ahead and show it up. And Jay Webster grabs Tameable Grain for the Alpine. Okay. Semtex, what are you thinking about that grab?
I like that.
Like that grab?
He did pretty good last season, I think, in tier 5, and I think you could bounce back and do it again this season or improve.
I was surprised he stayed that late into the draft.
That's a fair point to make too.
Yeah. Why do you guys say that?
He just like Semtex said, like he was actually decently consistent last season.
I think he also led quite a few laps
Right.
at points in the races and stuff. Maybe not so much were in contention for the win, but he was leading laps and out front, I think, some of the time. So
Yeah.
it is a driver that you wouldn't have expected to go in the last round, I think.
Yep, I agree. Well, hey, now it looks like I've got my last pick in. It's the final tier 2 driver. So let's go ahead and
my fourth pick is in.
Show them some love. I cannot believe he lasted this long. So let's show it up. This is a Steel 0.0, baby. And I stole him 2 rounds in a row. I got Atmos. Let's freaking go, Atmos. Come on. Second time around with me as your team principal. Let's get this one, dude. It's the exact same thing that happened last season. I just didn't grab, tier 5 or tier 1 or tier 2 until the very end of the season for a reason. Same thing. I was just expecting to go with, whoever was left. And surprisingly enough, Atmos, you're in my top 20 of my picks. And you were still there. So thanks. I cannot believe I got that lucky, but I did.
Yeah, Amos is a solid driver, so that really did just work out for you.
Yeah, especially in tier 2. Are you kidding me? He really wanted to go to tier 2 last season as well. He was feeling like really not getting the best of luck in tier 1. And so I think him in tier 2 is going to be a lot better fit for him. He's got a shot, in my opinion, at potentially even championship run. So my tier 2 team feels pretty freaking strong.
I think tier 2 is looking.
The 85th pick is in.
Oh, what were you going to say?
And the 86th pick as well. Through force.
All the picks are coming in. I was just gonna say, tier 2 is looking like it could be like almost identical pace top to bottom, and if everyone keeps it clean, it could be like some wheel-to-wheel racing throughout the field all the time.
Yep, it's gonna be interesting. Let's go ahead and show it. Who will Williams grab for the tier 3? It's Mr. Omarmo, another one of the brand new drivers here. So excited for him to make his way into the Williams. Bob's looking like he's grabbing a couple new guys. Days Freak, Konzi, and Omarmo. So I think that's pretty smart for him to grab a few new ones. Must be interesting. Now, Yello Snowmen's going to get the final tier 5 pick. I wonder who he's going to go with. I only have one choice.
Yeah, 86 pick is in.
Want to show it up?
Sure.
Let's do it. Through force.
Only one pick that's option left, right?
You're right, the tier 1. But right now, Diego Lego goes to Ferrari. Good grab. There we go. Tier 5 is complete all the way through. And tier 4 only has one driver left. Tier 3 has one driver left, which is going to go to Sugi. And tier 1 has 2. So I wonder who Sugi's going to pick. The final of the tier 3 drafts.
The pick is in.
Show it up, baby. Let's see it. Alrighty. And it's gone to the process. Good grab in the tier 3. Pat the Rock has a good teammate right there. That's going to be fun to see those two race with each other. Now we're on the Mercedes.
Pat can now rely.
I'm kind of surprised the process in tier 3 lasted that long. Also.
Yeah,
me too.
Yeah. For him to be a final pick, it blows my mind.
Yes, I don't like. I always feel like he should have a better result than what he's had. Like every time I watch him,
he gets very unlucky or tosses a mistake down. I think most of the time.
That's usually what it is. Either
he's looking
gets
good.
hit or he'll spin out of a corner or something like that.
Yep, I agree. Well, hey, you want to go ahead and show up the next one?
Yeah. Let's see who had
is
the 86th pick.
Mercedes. Who are they grabbing? I'll be the
87th.
87th pick. Yeah.
87th pick.
Let's go ahead and show it. We got Zeech in the Mercedes. Okay.
I'm glad it went that way.
Yep.
I'm watching chat here, and Gary and Stig seem like they want to be teammates pretty bad, so I'm kind of glad that happened that way.
Yep, which is quite a big spoiler for who the last tier 1 pick is going to be. Do you want to go ahead and show it, Mod? Do we even need to type it in?
Mm-hmm.
Let's show it up.
I'm sorry.
No, you're good. Mr. Stig has gone in to tier 1 and the Red Bull. Alrighty.
I think he knew he wasn't the tier 4.
Yep. That's funny. Yeah, you're right. He knew he was tier 4.
Is it time to find out who Mr. Irrelevant is?
Yep. Unfortunate for this last pick. I wonder who it may be. The final pick of the entire Moose Racing League Season 7 draft.
I find that relatable. Being the last one picked.
Mr. Irrelevant pick. Mod, who's left?
Yeah.
It's a tier 4 driver.
It's a tier
through
4
no
driver.
choice. Mr. F1 Alexter.
There it is. F1 Alexter has been grabbed by Com. And that is our Season 7 draft completed. Oh, boy. All righty. So I'll go ahead and go through our teams right here. Alfa Romeo and Jim Just Rage leading the pack has T-Ball and Xylo completing his tier 1. Land Sharky and Echo completing his tier 2. MCAF and Drunken Shamrock completing his tier 3. That's scary. Jim and Pogs completing tier 4. Friends for life. And Bouncy and Van Sendet completing tier 5. MB Jacobson has Giants Fan and Speedy Goose in tier 1. MB Jacobson, AWFK in tier 2. Benzo and JT in tier 3. Gwenfro and Striker in tier 4. Midnight and Matt in tier 5. Jay Websey, one of the brand new team principals here, got Gamer and King Kirk for tier 1. Semtex and Gibbsy for tier 2. Good homies. Jay Websey and Normbash make up tier 3. Terp Charles, great grab. And Zoso, another good grab for tier 4. And Michigan Fan and Tameable Grain down to tier 5. Myself and McLaren, I've got Wylad and Rich Sebi in tier 1. B. Coles and Atmos in tier 2. Punjew, myself, and Junior Paradat, my boy, in tier 3. Echo Alex and Deathman in tier 4. Bugata and Pooltown in tier 5. Williams, tier 1 is made up by Bots, the team principal. Good up from him, moving up to tier 1, along with Braided Axe, another move up. Chili Willie and Boogs in tier 2. Whiffles and Omarmo in tier 3. Sinon and Quick Tongue in tier 4. Days Freak and Konzi in tier 5. Snowmen, somehow not grabbing Sako at all in this list. He's got himself and Sketchable in tier 1. Mod and JV in tier 2. Ducati and Epic in tier 3. Nikki G and Night Ninja in tier 4. Mr. Kamau and Diego Lego grabs tier 5. Sugi has grabbed himself and Minico for tier 1. J. Joe and Akela in tier 2. Dutchman and Process to tier 3. Dutchman winning last season's tier 4 championship, by the way. Pat the Rock and F1 AB Pete in tier 4. Second season for Pete and the Aston Martin. And Arthur and Homer in tier 5. Jordan and the Mercedes has grabbed Estenba and Zeech in tier 1. Georgester and ASAP in tier 2. Himself and Scruffy in tier 3. Dido, Diego to Savage in tier 4. Kiss My Axe, the best name in the whole league. And Corny Table, they got tier 5. Tolby, I'm sure you're stoked about your team. You've got a tier 2 champion in Gary 5000 plus tier L Stig, who's super speedy. Kermit and Sako in tier 2. They are going to be an interesting team. Tolby himself and Pop-Outs in tier 3. Rage Quit and Lollytops in tier 4. And Jay Morrison and NSG Welshie in tier 5. And the final team, the Alpha Towries of Jack and Ghostly in tier 1. Com and Steve R in tier 2. Skelly and Vin Sexy, the second best name in the league, in tier 3. Sniper and Alex are in tier 4. And Fitz and Knight making up the final tier. Alrighty, guys. Now it's time to predict who is going to win this championship out of all these teams. And I want to hear a non-team principal point of view. Let's, Toby, you and I are out of this one. We're biased as heck. The least biased out of here, I'm going to say, is probably Mage, because not even on this list to be racing. So, Mage, what's your opinion first?
I mean, like I mentioned before, I think Aston Martin is going to be a dark horse. Do I see them winning? No, because honestly, a lot of the other lineups look really strong. I do see Aston Martin being up there, kind of similar to how they are in real life.
Yeah.
So, fighting for podiums on the regular, in occasional wins. Sure, they're absolutely on the cards, but just judging by the lineup, if I had to guess a winning team, McLaren, unironically, looks really good. Red Bull is, but they've gone for some pretty aggressive options, so I'm a little scared to see how that pans out. If it does work out, I think Red Bull could absolutely win, but kind of a coin flip. AlphaTauri is not to be underestimated either with their lineup.
Yeah.
Again, I think they're a little fun.
Yep, and that's a good one as well. Semtex, what are you thinking?
Oh man, I think it's almost too hard to predict anything because there's so much movement and not quite sure where everyone's gonna land in their field. So I find it hard to predict anything. But I think one thing I want to mention is I think AlphaTauri is gonna pull it out of the mud from last season,
You think
and
so?
I think they're gonna be at least a midfield team.
Okay, so then that gives me my favorite question. Since you're saying they're going to get out of the mud, who's going down to the mud?
Going down. I don't know.
Have my
Alpine.
pick.
I could be pulling Alpine down with me. Who knows?
I've got my pick.
I just don't know where everyone's gonna slot in that we've picked. But
Okay.
I don't know. Jim to me has been always a dark horse, or not a dark horse, just kind of like slid under the radar. He's sitting
consistent team
P3
principal.
last time around.
Yeah, only by a point, and it's only because I made a mistake, so he deserved P4, okay?
Okay,
Sir?
okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, he was not on my radar or Alpha Romeo at
Yeah.
all last season, and I just kind of looked at that and saw that. So that could mean he gets unlucky this season and goes down. But I don't know. I hope to see everyone do well and it be a tight fight.
Pogs, what are you thinking?
I'll give you the top. I'll give you my top 3 teams.
Okay.
And I'll give you my top 3 steals of the draft. I think on paper I really like Yellow's team. I think just top to bottom, he doesn't have anybody that's not going to compete. So that's the first one that kind of stands out to me. I really like gosh, where was it? Obviously, I like Jim's team. I know it's my team, but Jim did a really good job of building out a really thorough, clean, nice, points getting lineup. I also like Pun's draft, especially Atmos at the end. You'll Lad as well as one of my sleepers. I think that was a steal.
Yeah,
I think, I think Amarmo or whatever, and Bops is another big steal in the draft. And then ASAP FFX for Jordan was a really good steal as well. So, like, there's some really good, I don't think anybody shit the bed.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense. Yeah. Like, I think everybody did a really good job. If I'm looking at this, I don't see any team that's going to lag really far behind in points. I think it'll be pretty competitive. I think there's going to be a few teams that'll pull away, but I don't think we'll have as big of a drop off at the bottom half this season as we did last.
Yep, I agree. Now, I say Toby, I'll go ahead and give the mic over to you since you're our team principal in this chat. Besides me, who are you? Besides yourself, who are you scared of right now?
Probably Yellow and Jim.
Really?
Yeah, Yellow's just got, it's a very well structured team, and especially the bottom half, the bottom 3 tiers, they're all guys that are gonna run up front, minus one, but I won't say names. Jim, he went with a lot of guys that went down a tier.
Yeah, it's true.
So I already plan on those guys being at the top of their tiers.
Gotcha. That makes sense. Well, that's the case. You only got one person that went down in a tier being Rage Quit. So what made you only pick one?
I don't know. To be honest with you, I don't have an answer for that question.
Something to think about. Maybe you're right. Maybe Jim is going to have the master strats, or maybe you're going to have the master strats. Well, I'm going to say the master strats as a team. It's really hard for me not to be biased and say I picked the best ones because, like, I'm not kidding. Last season, I got really lucky. Out of my top list, I got like 65% in my top 15 last season of like my overall draft pick list. And this season, I got 80%. I only had 2 people that were not.
It is a strong team. It really
I only got 2 people that weren't in my top 15, which is crazy to me. So I think I got pretty lucky when it comes to a few of them. I think I got a couple big steals. So I feel pretty confident about myself, but I'm also definitely worried about the Alfa Romeo and the Ferrari. I think everyone's talking Ferrari for a reason. It's looking good. Now, I'm going to be honest. I'm going to put my mud prediction. My mud prediction goes to... this is controversial. But it's the Williams and the Alpine. I think will be fighting for the last position. Oh, I know, Semtex. I know.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of said it myself. I don't know.
I think specifically on like Bob's love you, but I think Williams is gonna get some have some tough competition in tier 1, tier 2, tier 5. I think they're gonna have some really tough competition in those 3.
To be fair, though, to Bob's, like, Chili dropping down is an incredible pick for tier 2. Yeah. I think his tier 3 driver with Mama Momo is gonna his time trials are great. Yeah. And then everybody is really high on Days Freak, being a tier 5 driver. Mm-hmm. So I mean, like, in all fairness, looking at it, he could be really good too, right?
We shall see, right?
So with Days Freak, after the principal meeting the other day, I messaged him and on Discord and asked him if he sandbagged his time trials.
What did he say?
I'm not gonna lie. He said no. He's just really bad at time trials.
Ah, okay.
That good excuse,
That's fair. That's actually smart to send him a message about that. Actually,
I really did. Right,
as
soon as the meeting got over with, I sent him a message.
One thing I may predict is Alpine may be down at the bottom, but we're gonna have some great team chemistry.
Okay, I like it. Already throwing yourself under the bus. I like that. Pick one last person.
It's only up. It's only up from predictions. No disappointment.
My team could either end up really close to the top or really close to the bottom.
You're right. You did go for the full.
No, like it's yeah.
Yeah, but that's also
very aggressive drivers.
That's how Pogs went for it last season too, and look at how well that worked out for him. So we shall see. Well, guys, hey, I think that's about time for us to wrap up the draft, and I just want to say thank you to everybody that's hung around and chat and had a good time and enjoyed it. Thanks so much for your patience on getting us started here today. This was our longest draft ever because we did add in the no assist draft as well. And so for all you guys that have had a great time to watch this, I appreciate you guys. You guys are all amazing. Season 7 starts this holy smokes, this Sunday, doesn't it? And it's starting with a really good track. We're going over to one of my favorite tracks of all time. It's Singapore, baby.
Crazy,
yeah, it's gonna be a fun
opener.
one. Yeah, it's gonna be super fun. I'm excited for it. I think it's gonna be given some really great racing, and so yeah, I'm stoked. Any last words from you, you four, before we get out of here?
I'm weirded out.
To the no assist drivers, I look forward to commentating for you guys this season. It's gonna be a fun time.
Yeah, this is the no assist draft. To remind you guys, everybody, for our no assist teams as well. So this is gonna be a really fun tier to watch. And remember, this tier does get streamed every single night as well. It'll be streaming at what time, Mr. Mach Mage?
I actually don't remember off the top of my head.
Oh my gosh, it's 9:30 Eastern time. Come on, man.
Yeah.
9:30 Eastern time. And then our tier 5 obviously starts at 2 p.m. Eastern time. It's going to be a blast to watch this whole season. So remember, guys, everything will be here on the MRL F1 channel going forward. Make sure you like and subscribe this video, like the video, and subscribe to the channel so you can make sure you can watch all the races going forward. We're going to have a great time. Good luck, everybody. Pogs, any last words before we get out of here?
Hey, I just wanted to thank everybody for coming out. Thank you guys for being on this stream here. Thank you to the new team principals. The trajectory of this league and what everybody's doing together is really amazing. It's amazing to take a step back and look what we've all built here. I just wanted to say I'm really appreciative of all of that, and thank you. And I'm looking forward to a great season, guys.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. Well, all right, everybody. We're out of here. Keep being wonderful. Keep making this league the amazing place that it is. See you guys very soon.